Hi,
everyone.
I'm in the airport with an absolute briefcase of cocaine. Oh, wait, what? No.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should cut that one off. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Albert, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. Murray, that one is the DM, not me. That one right there. On the Discord, he's over there.
Oh,
but
wait, that's over here.
Don't worry, my voice is far better than this.
It's not, actually. Mine's quite delightful and sexy. But...
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Catherine, what's up? We have coming up a few things. Tomorrow is Hate, Laugh, Love with Ethan. He's got some fun, interesting things going on for that show during the Spooktober months. Yay. Saturday? We don't have anything on Saturday. We no planned streams or anything. I have plans and other things that I must get done. Sunday Tales of Andrea is back. Tuesday, we're off on Tuesday as well, because Into the Nightmare has ended, but that is fine, because on October 25th, we have a lovely little Spooktober-themed one-shot coming up, DM'd by Ethan, with a full cast now confirmed. We're going to be having D&D Comic joining us, Kaz the DM joining us for that one. Smokey and his wife will be there. And
I didn't know Smokey was married.
Smokey's married, yeah.
Poor wife.
Poor wife. We love you, Smokey.
Shots fired.
And Ben will be there as well. Possibly a sixth as well. I'm working on one of my best mates. He just got to make sure that he gets the time off. But It's going to be fun. Be
Do
there.
it.
It's going to be at 5
and you're cool.
p.m. MST on Tuesday, October 25th. That's a fun thing coming
so
up for that.
spooky.
I don't think I have anything else. Does anyone else have anything? Drow, you've got anything on your end? Zelda? MH?
No.
You
Keep your eyes out for that official Blodheim merch dropping soon.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, if
You
an
see
artist
the
wants
look
to give me stuff to work with for free, then yeah, we'll have that happening anytime, any day.
Sorry, I
I
just
heard
said
the
that.
DM offering.
I just said it to freak Murray out. I mean, part of my job.
No.
He needs more of
No
it, for
merch
sure.
yet. No merch yet.
But if
No
you want to
merch
do
No merch
fan
yet.
art, you can tag us on social media
There you go.
Yeah.
Owlbear in on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah.
and
On
Owlbear
Twitter.
underscore in on
Twitter.
Instagram.
Just Twitter. Ignore Instagram. Just Twitter.
Draw us.
Instagram is better
please.
for art anyway.
It is actually. It's so much paper.
I'm just kidding.
We
There's a
love
lot.
I see images
Instagram's winning the
Paimon
race
on
very
people's
massively right now.
fur affinities. I'm gonna have a cow.
You're gonna have a cow.
Yes.
Cows are delicious.
If what? If you don't see fan art of Paimon?
Oh, I said if I see pictures of Paimon on people's fur affinity page.
Oh.
You know you've made it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. It just proves what an awesome design you came up with, right?
Oh my gosh, Alba underwear. We need to do that. That is
Yeah.
that and the Yolandro body pillow.
Yeah.
Give me both of those.
Oh my gosh.
I've showed you
Owlbear
the Paimon
lingerie.
3D model, right?
I loved it. It was great. Well, shall we stop delaying the inevitable
Let's get it on.
Yes.
and
All
get
right.
massacred by the queen? We're
All
gonna
right.
do intro scene first and
All right.
a cue it
Oh
up
yes,
to-
very good.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Well, that doesn't look gross at all.
Oh. Go to a doctor.
Well,
for
it wouldn't
that.
if you didn't put it like that.
Well, I mean, you know.
You
It
put it
might
where
be
you need to.
infected.
We are back, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Oh, damn.
We are very back.
Whoops.
Uh-oh. Well, that's public knowledge now. Enjoy.
Yep. No taking that one back.
It used to be HIPAA, but now it's not.
What? HIPAA?
Hippo, I'm in danger, Paul. All right, ladies and gentlemen. When we last left our intrepid heroes, they had just managed to collectively and collaboratively defeat the other performers in the help of the recently unveiled queen,
Cut out a bit
who had
there.
apparently been making use of a magical artifact. Got like 3 different versions of myself on my screen. Distracted. 1 sec. Let me reduce this to 1 so I'm not trying to watch myself in 3 different locations. Okay. So, and with the help of the queen, who had apparently been wearing a special magical necklace that not only transformed her appearance, but also blocked portions of her own memory to protect from mind scanning.
Oh,
It was not made clear why she had done any of this, because right as they were out to ask those questions, the 4th of the levers in the arena clicked, and a whole bunch of big, gross green and black slimy tentacles burst out of the well. Now, these things are big. There are tons of them. And while I doubt they could pick up, hold on. No! There we go. Well, I don't think they can pick up Donovan or the other fighter that was turned giant. They could easily pick up any one of you. So.
Oh no. Oh no.
How long are these things?
It's based upon the taper diameter of these things. They can probably reach anywhere in the arena if they need.
That's what I was afraid of.
Oh shit.
So, the queen.
We're going back down.
The queen sitting there with her rings glowing and hovering just next to her arms, looks at all of you, says, "The way I see this, we have two options. We run, we fight. Opinions?"
Is that thing real?
Fuck that. Bang.
Running seems like a good option.
I'm just pointing and banging.
Irvin
Oh, God.
shot it.
I am absolutely fine running away from that weird, whatever the hell that thing is. I don't want to
I don't
fight
need
it.
any part of that.
It's got more hands than I got fingers. Come on now.
So the general consensus I'm hearing is run?
Except for Irvin, he shot it.
What?
This is our
That
opportunity.
doesn't mean we can't run still.
But
Run
yeah,
and shoot.
I'm good with running.
This is our opportunity.
Opportunity 2.
Destroy the staff zone.
My dear, I don't know exactly where we are, but we're not going to destroy the entire zone. We might be able to bring this arena down around our ears, but I don't see what that...
And us
he's
along with it.
Just doing
We
that. Bringing the arena
Kind of
down.
understood what you said.
Oh, sorry, it was
Yeah,
my
you're talking a
microphone.
lot.
Hold on. Let me sit a little closer to the mic. There. Is that any better?
Oh, that's right. We opened
I
a
like
pit last round. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. So, no, she says, "We might be able to bring the arena down on top of us, and while I would not lament the loss of these ruffians, it probably would kill us in the process."
Could we
Fuck all
just
these options.
Could we just escape through the observer entrance? Because we can probably slaughter our way through a bunch of pansy asses in the stands a lot easier than we can fight that sumbitch over there.
I was thinking something similar. The first thing that we have to do is dodge these things long enough to get up around this barrier. Because if you remember, there is a almost sandstone-looking wall that's probably 15, 20 feet high that is
We
surrounding
wish you the
this.
best. We can simply teleport.
Right.
Didn't you have a spell for this?
We can
Can
do
you-
this to ourselves.
Can you
No,
carry
I mean-
anyone with you?
Oh.
Wasn't
No,
there
no.
a communal spider walk at some point?
Yes.
We
This
could
is-
make you crawl.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
The queen says we could always try stacking something, or I might be able to make steps out of my blades.
How tall is the wall again?
It's probably I'm gonna split the difference, and we're gonna say it's about 17 feet.
Okay.
Ah.
I am 12 foot 8 at the moment. Can I
Oh yeah.
You might
Yes.
can I put
You
something
might
up
be
on the
able
top
to.
of my hand?
probably you guys probably can both do that if you see fit.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
although at
we
the moment,
we have a tentacly monster here trying to.
I was gonna say everybody needs to roll dex checks.
Chuck
Okay.
me.
Reflex or
Excuse me, reflex. Sorry,
okay.
I guess it would be reflex, not dexterity.
Are these reflex
Sorry.
saves?
Loud dice.
D20 plus 6.
Oh, shoot. Right, I forgot I'm supposed to have dice too. Wonderful.
I was gifted a set of dice to represent Paimon.
Ooh.
Ah.
Are these reflex saves?
Yes. Well, actually, no. I take it back. These are just. I actually just want a pure dexterity check. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh.
Natural 20 for 21.
Natural
Wow,
20 for
okay.
23.
Damn.
Oh.
Can I use the same roll and just change my bonus?
Yes. That's
Okay. I got 15 for a dex check.
fine. Okay.
Me too.
15.
16. Shocking.
Okay.
enough.
Okay. You all were able to successfully dodge the sweep of the incoming tentacles. The slime that it leaves behind is thick, viscous, and seems to be somewhat acidic as it is starting to leave smoke trails and dissolve
Ew.
things around it.
Oh.
Can I yell at the creature to be peaceful?
You know what? Instead of
Um,
that, let's fucking run.
yes, you can.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
So are you, is Paimon going to attempt that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm assuming you speak in, are you gonna, is it a
I cast that
teleprojection?
spell last time.
Right, I'm sorry, I forgot, you're right. My bad. So yes, so you are screamed to it to be peaceful, and you get back a vocalization that doesn't carry words, but it carries a very deep-seated sense of anger and pain and almost pity. But it does not actually answer you in anything verbal that you can understand, but you get those senses
Oh, honey.
through its verbalizations, or through its vocalization. So I'm assuming.
Okay.
So even my understanding, and I could be mistaken, but my understanding with a lot of those spells is that they may not always be a perfect verbal back and forth. Sometimes you may simply get impressions, sensory data, that kind of thing. At least that's everything that I've read. And in this particular case, this thing's mind doesn't work exactly the same ways as any of yours does.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it that way. So, around the top of this wall, of this sandstone area, right, there's an additional metal wall. There's kind of a ledge up there, and there's an additional metal wall made of what appears to be a series of roughly welded together metal plates. And then above that short metal wall is where the stands begin. That wall's only about 6 feet high. So that one won't be too hard to get over. So your big fighter friend runs over to the wall and motions for somebody and says, "I'll help you up."
You can help me up.
So she will.
You are our friend now.
Yeah, remember she basically it was pretty much a join us, or you can join us and try to survive, or I can kill you.
She saw it's the queen, and she's
Well,
like,
thank
okay.
you for being a friend.
And she goes, "Look, I just wanted to make a quick buck. I didn't sign up for this."
Understandable.
Will High turns to the queen and says, "Your Majesty, you should go first."
And
I'm going first.
she says,
Cry later.
"Nonsense. I stand the best chance of defending us if that thing attacks."
We
Can I
don't
run
care.
to the wall?
Let her die
Yes,
for
you
her people. I'll go over to
Yeah.
Big Donovan and be like, upsies.
Yeah, I would like to scoop up Irving and especially Bella and carry them up to the top of the wall
Okay.
as quick as I can.
The bigger people be able to scale this wall? You said it was 17 feet?
I'm gonna say that as long as you don't fail a climb check, you should be able to.
Okay.
I'm stretching reality a little bit here, but I think they can figure it out. I did not design the arena with giants, and I completely did not realize you had access to that spell.
Be glad you
I
didn't
am a
make us level
5th
6.
level wizard.
So I don't have an encyclopedia an encyclopedic knowledge of everything that 5th level wizard has. But I prefer it that way because I actually feel like I get to play a little bit when I get something I don't expect. So I'm actually glad you threw a curveball at me. It made me think on my feet.
We know
We've
the
done that a few
spells,
times
just not the
now.
levels.
Yeah. So, all right. So everybody, I'm assuming everybody is going to quickly and rapidly attempt to make their way up to the top of the walls.
Paimon will attempt to teleport.
Yeah, that's
Oh, nice.
Paimon is same thing, same scream. It's weird. It's always there now. But at this point, you've done it enough
I will
times.
speak to it whilst I'm in there. Just the briefest, as I'm stepping through this tear in reality, we hear you.
The scream does not seem to acknowledge your presence or respond. And I should say, scream, I'm using it incorrectly here. Scream is
like
the
a
wrong word.
roar.
It's a roar, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Paimon was just kind of hoping it had an elemental speech thingamawhatsit.
yeah, no, totally makes sense. I probably would have done the same thing in your shoes. I just know what it is.
If
So,
Paimon has teleported out of that spot, I'm going to run directly south and toss these two up as soon as I can.
and at this point, I don't think we really need the battle map anymore. I just replaced everything there, depending on where we were. So, we could probably, I'm going to rely pretty heavily on description from this point on. Unless we get into another. So, you all managed to make it up to that top ledge. And at this point, the attendees that are near the area that you just jumped up to are starting to rapidly vacate their seats.
Kill anything without a slave collar.
And the announcer comes on and goes, well, this is an unexpected turn of events, isn't it? I would recommend everybody evacuate, unless, of course, you want to be dinner.
So do they appear to be afraid of the monster, not us?
Who knows?
Oh wait, when you said it could reach all through the arena, did you mean up to the seats even, or just within the box that we were down in?
I don't know. It hasn't reached that far yet.
Well, you said we
Yeah.
could tell it's likely to reach through the arena.
You can definitely tell it can reach anywhere on the battlefield.
Okay.
It means we need to run more.
Yeah, it's a subtle hint and suggestion of get out before it does.
No, I'm fine with that.
Because if it grabs one of us, we're probably not coming back easily.
Keep running and keep your sphincters puckered.
Yep. So
I-
now... Oh, but
Marching upwards. Any entrances? Do we see any exits? Like, where are the people crowding towards?
So the people are very hard to see because that portion of the arena is not well lit at all. Which,
So-
ironically, it suddenly becomes a bigger issue because out of the blue, the lights just go out.
So are
We
we
have
in
dark
darkness
vision.
or low
You are in
vision?
you are in complete darkness at this
Okay.
point. There are
Oh.
screaming.
Well,
I
Some of
can't
you,
see
some of you can
shit.
see. Although it probably takes your eyes a minute to adjust. There's screaming, there's scurrying, there are people.
glowing right
Oh, are you?
now. I might be. Let me double check. No, that's only when my power goes
Glow?
off. But I can
Can we
submit
crack
that.
you like a light
Glow.
No.
stick?
I never bought an
Shake you up.
Nope.
Dang it.
So what you don't know is that all the tentacle monster really wanted was a glow stick. That's all that was happening.
Well, it's
I
probably
wanna go
dark down there.
rave.
Well, when the lights go out, I'm just gonna casually say, who turned out the lights?
I can't see a damn thing in here.
Off to
Oh,
the
hell. I accidentally step on something. I don't know what it is.
That was my foot.
No, remember, I'm a giant. That would have been you. This was
the
this was some poor jerk in the audience.
So there is a creak sound, and all of a sudden a pale amber light shines on you from off to your left. And it appears that in one of the corners of the arena, in that wall that looked solid, a panel has opened up. And there is a soft amber light illuminating the inside. And on the inside, a maintainer is standing hunched, gesturing at you frantically.
Oh,
I have
we should
a
go,
question.
I
I'm going to
guess.
follow the light.
Yes, question?
Most of these people have access to cantrips, right?
Yes, most of them probably would.
Okay. That's all.
What? So the... Okay. So anyway, so the maintainer is gesturing frantically. You guys gonna head that way? You're gonna try to go up the seats.
I'm still a
heading that way.
giant, so I'm going to just plod on up there and hope I don't step on anyone. Out of the damn way, little people.
Donnie, wait up. I need a ride.
Oh, no, I'm going to immediately pick up Bella and Irving as soon as I stand up and just pick them up and run towards the exit. The rest of you
Whoa.
run!
I usually ask for
Oh.
consent, but in this case, we're cool.
I go where the queen goes, so whatever she chooses.
You're too useful not to bring with me.
You know what? Fair point. Pull out a flask and just start taking a swig.
I would have gotten Paimon because they look like a little bit more useful, but you know.
Yeah, but you try catching a teleporting wizard. It's that's difficult.
But useful.
We are
Useful.
already up there.
Useful, yes, but you see,
See, we are the ones that's useless. They're already gone.
exactly.
Hey, where'd Pretty Boy go?
Oh, that's right. Where's the eye candy?
I'm where the queen is, if you're referring to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
you
queen.
are Pretty
The
Boy.
queen will. The queen will rapidly follow behind you. She is taking large, from the little bit you can see, it's very dim. She is taking very large leaps that almost look like gravity does not affect her in the same way it affects everybody else. If you guys look back, the tentacles are stretching out of the grate and are rapidly wrecking everything on that level. There is a lot of smoke coming from down there, and the smell of things getting burned and eaten away by acid.
Hey, what he wanted to happen happened. A fire got started.
There's some
Hey.
calamari down there.
That
We
didn't
did
look
not
like
start
good
the fire.
calamari. It was always burning
Was-
since home's been turning.
Burning.
Home's been turning.
At least we didn't start it.
We don't need no water, let the mother.
Oh, we,
So, you
We
guys
need
get
some water. Seriously.
we need it.
you guys get about halfway up the. You guys get up about halfway through the seats. Most of the crowd has managed to clear out ahead of you, but there's still a lot of confusion. There's still no light except for little glimpses and glimmers. As Drow pointed out, yes, a lot of people do have access to cantrips, so there's a bunch of lights that are now springing up around in an attempt to help guide them out. There are there's one or two people that are futilely launching spells down at the thing. It does not seem to be noticing.
You're making it angry. Stop.
I'm curious why they have this thing as part of the show if they're worried it might break out.
What are these
So-
fuckers trying to do?
So, all of a sudden, a hatch in the floor opens up just ahead of you, and the same little maintainer pokes their head out and gestures frantically to get down into the
Donnie,
Wow,
are you going
I
to
can't
sit in
think.
there?
Crawl space?
I think
Okay.
you
there's
know.
a word. They
I'm gonna put the two
Trying to
people.
make us go in the hole?
I'm gonna put the two people down in front of me, in front of the maintainer, and motion at Will, High, and the Queen to keep going in front of me, because I may jam this whole thing up. Come on, go, get in this hole. Come on, go.
Gonna, when we get put down, look at Bella and like, after you, princess.
Fine. Jump in.
The maintainer reaches up and taps Big Donnie's foot, and it's not a gradual effect. It is an instantaneous dispelment of the spell, and you are immediately back to your normal size.
Oh, that is. Oh, that. Oh, okay.
Imagining like Mario.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
That is disorientating. I'm okay.
it kind of gives the side eye to the girl who was helping you, but does the same for her. And they all shrink. And it frantically motions and points down into the crawl space.
I jumped in myself now that I'm
Ervin.
no longer giant.
Ervin,
Yeah, what's up? You still alive?
get in the hole.
Okay, you're still alive. I'll get in the hole.
Okay, so real quick. Oh, hold on. Queen will jump in after you. Paimon, are you joining them, or are you trying to go a different direction?
I will join them, yes.
Okay. So everybody jumps in the hole. Now, a couple of things to factor in about maintainers. Number one, maintainers don't speak. Like, they can produce words, but the most anybody has ever heard a maintainer speak is to basically say, like, move or stay away from that thing so I can fix it. That type of very, mono word commands.
Mm-hmm.
Maintainers have kind of a curious out uniform. They are covered from head to toe in leather and small metal plates.
Kinky.
Not like that. Like layered.
Not like the
It's
Queen. Jeez.
it's bulky. It's not slim. It's not pretty looking. It's kind of rough looking. They have bulky figures. They're almost always small frames. There's not a whole lot of size differential between them. They wear. I'm trying to think of a good description. It's kind of like the Sand People, but not quite. They wear a full face mask with goggles. The lenses tend to glow just a little bit. They have, a tight-fitting but thick leather hood that comes up. So basically,
Like
they're
Dr. No Beak.
hold on, maybe. I don't know who that is. It's not. Huh. My Google does not know who that is.
Plague Doctor. No Beak.
It's like a plague.
Oh! I thought Dr. Nobi was a character.
No.
I'm sorry. No, a plague. Yes, kind of like a plague doctor, but with Nobi. Yes, that's an accurate description. Exactly. They wear heavy-duty boots, thick treads. They've got gloves, so there's no skin shows on these things. They don't talk. And they basically do not interact with the normal population of home except to direct people away from areas. That is basically all they do. So the fact that one has actively engaged you is weird. So you all find yourselves in a tunnel under what you assume is to be under this space. This tunnel does not look like it's supposed to be. It looks like it has been hacked and ramshackled together from scraps. It's got very faint lighting that's been rigged all through it. Just different assortment of different types of their version of electrical sources that have all kind of been. It's kind of like, it would be home's equivalent of like the little light bulbs hanging from the long wire.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the maintainer basically points down the tunnel and then starts taking off as quickly as a maintainer can move.
I'm going to follow him, and I'm going to make sure Bella's right behind me.
I'm gonna.
It is electric. Boogie woogie woogie.
It's electric.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. I'm gonna wait for Wiley to saddle up. How wide is this tunnel?
Wiley?
Wilhelm.
Super genius.
You're Wiley now.
You're Wiley.
How wide is this tunnel to us?
Yeah, 6 feet.
5, 6. Okay.
It's not huge.
While they were waiting for them to pass by, and while they do, I'm smiling. One of your buddies. Just wait for him to slip by and stand in the back. Look at the queen up and down. And look, you could take the back. You got more meat.
She looks at you and says, Under normal circumstances, we would be offended. In our current circumstances, however, that is wise.
What? You don't like the rear? Then I keep moving.
We wonder why you would be offended. Are you not proud of your warrior, reputation?
I don't think he was talking about the muscle.
She looks at you and says, "Child, have you no experience with the staff zones?"
No, but we know you do.
She goes, "Then you wouldn't understand why I would take offense to." She looks over
We are
them.
dirty, by the way.
The way that you've portrayed Paimon and the way that the Queen is, the very little interaction the Queen has had, she does not think that you have the social data to understand why that comment was. She's not doing it to be rude, it's just based upon your interaction so far, that would have been her impression. She looks down the corridor and she says, "I don't believe I've ever had a maintainer interact with me directly. There are some strange things going on. But I want to get out of here as quickly as possible." She goes, "That's a good question. Father?" No answer.
Really?
She goes,
Even respond to you.
and
That's telling.
she says, "No, believe me, I've tried that multiple times while I was tired. I did not know it was possible that there was a portion of home where Father did not reach. I also didn't know it was possible to complete on my magical talents. I've learned a lot of things that I didn't think were possible. This has not been a good day."
Great. Hopefully it only gets better.
She kind of shakes her head and goes, "At this point, I don't see how it could get worse."
Oh, don't say that, Your Majesty.
Cue thunderstorm, and for some reason inside the tunnel it starts raining.
Just very quietly, Irvin says, "Here we go."
Way to jinx it.
And I get my finger guns ready.
So the maintainer keeps up a reasonably rapid pace down the tunnel. Takes you through a couple of twists and turns. The tunnel slowly comes into better repair until eventually you are in a tunnel that looks like it's supposed to be there. Very ordered, all of the same plates on the walls, same lighting sources, even lighting. You pass several doors that are all sealed. Eventually, the maintainer takes you to a door, points to it, and then you hear simply, "Safe."
What did he say?
Safe.
He called it a safe.
No.
He's gonna lock us away forever.
It shakes its head and says, "You safe there,"
Ooh, 3 words. I wonder if we
which
can
is
get any more.
almost unheard of.
Yeah.
Usually guards just scream at me. This is weird.
Like, what kind of screaming? Angry goat? Sad cow?
Like, do not patronize the Queen's Guard. Do not touch the Queen's Guard.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they told you to stop trying to fly over there to the guard. That'll get you smacked.
They didn't touch me. I didn't touch them either.
Much to your disappointment, I'm sure.
I'm
Queen
gonna go
looks
in the
like-
door at that point, just cracking up a storm.
The Queen looks at you and goes, "I felt you looked familiar."
There's several red fiery tieflings around.
She just gives you that look of, "I don't believe a word of it."
Oh,
So
sorry,
we're going
Reddit.
into the safe.
The maintainer reaches up, and this is one of those, turn the wheel and it opens the door type of thing. Turns the wheel and opens the door, and you open out into one of the largest markets on home. Out of a wall that you've been in this area before. You had no idea there was a door here.
What in the hell? How? I've been here. Oh boy.
Remember that.
So this market, and I think most of you have enough knowledge of the city to know this. This is one of the largest market districts. This particular district is weird because a staff zone runs straight down the middle of this. So on one side, it's normal law. On the other side, it's staff zone. There's actually a literal line painted on the metal floor to know where the difference is.
Oh, weird.
Which side are we on currently?
You guys you're near the lion, but you are on the non-staff zone side. Although, putting a bunch of pieces together, if you think about the way the tunnels have twisted and turned, you were probably coming from within the staff zone when you left, where you...
Wow.
Rich,
Now-
stay close. We don't need somebody trying to drag you across that line, because I'm gonna have to split heads if that happens.
I mean, you guys aren't like...
Worried about it, but this
Yeah,
is
I mean-
messed up.
You're
It's messed up.
you're close, but you're not like, 2 feet. You're like 10, 15-ish feet from it. You're not right next to it. The other thing to factor in is that the wall you came out of is the core of home. So it's remember how I explained that there's a big central shaft that goes down and there's portions of it that everybody theorizes that there's stuff inside of it, but nobody gets in there? You just came out of that.
Nobody gets in there.
Oh,
Except for the maintainers. Aw, he let us in. What a guy.
He's a pro.
The figure
Somebody should give him a tip or something.
bows to the queen and then quickly shuffles off down the tunnel.
Can I give him a coupon before he leaves?
Use the lap dance coupons.
Yes.
It gives you a surprisingly... You didn't think a mask could look puzzled, but it gives you a puzzled look as it takes the coupon and then kind of like backs away for a few steps and then turns and walks away.
We think you have just wasted that.
Hmm?
We think you have just wasted that.
It's okay. It's paper.
There's a 50-50 chance he's a eunuch, but the boss don't take anything off if they don't use him.
Oh,
And she
On
said,
that
so the
fucking note. Where's Franco's?
what you will see though is that the door slowly closes on its own. So if you stay inside the tunnel, you will get locked back inside.
I'm out.
Okay.
yeah, step outside.
The queen definitely does the same. I guess technically
Kind of a sad thing when the maintainers are more respectful of your majesty than all the people in the arena.
She kind of nods, and I guess the door wouldn't have trapped Paimon. I guess Paimon could just tell. Would have trapped
We
most
just
of
walk
you.
through. We just walk through.
Come on, here.
We can only do that a limited amount of times a day.
Fair.
Underground fighting arenas don't tend to attract the most pleasant of society down there, you know?
Well, no, but when the queen shows up, I expected there to be a little bit more surprise.
Fuck that. You get people
They
inside
brought-
those zones, none of us care about her. Hey,
They
Paimon.
brought their fight to a tentacle death. They brought their slaves to a tentacle death fight. Come on, they're not. There was not the good people of the city up there.
The queen, calls out for Father, and immediately Father's projection appears next to you. Your Majesty. Oh, hold on. Wait, no, that's not. Hold on.
Buff Santa.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
Oh, Santa.
Hold on. I had a voice worked out for Father.
John Connery, please.
Your Majesty.
Here comes
We were-
Russell Santa.
It's probably a little bit more like this. Your Majesty, I was concerned you disappeared from my sight. And The Queen says, I didn't think that was possible. What just happened? And Father says, I don't currently have that information. For some reason, that area in there was excluded from my ability to see, which should not have been possible. I have the guild attending to it.
Is there any obvious door that, once it closed, do we see anything there at all?
Nope. It is flush with the wall. It would take a very high investigation check to find it. Somebody could find it if they knew exactly where to look, and they had a very high investigation, yeah, they had a very high check, but that, yeah.
I would like, once the thing loads.
I would like to see the baby.
The Queen turns to all of you and says, the events that have occurred today are highly concerning. My guards will not be able to get here fast enough to provide protection. I should not be out in the open like this, dressed the way I am. I will offer
I was
you
going to say.
collectively 100 splashes if you escort me back to the house. No, okay, well, I realized. I forgot to explain. Okay, so we're going to leave all the currency effectively works the same. You guys can still think in terms of copper, silver, and gold, but that's not actually what currency is on. Currency is actually droplets of life water suspended in will-reactive magical bubbles. So we have drips, drops, and splashes. Copper, silver, gold. So
could have just used drachma.
Drachma. But and it's actually kind of cool because you can take 10 drips, and if you will them to, they will coalesce together and form a drop. You can take 10 drops and they will coalesce together to form a splash.
How many did they get a squirt?
Huh?
How many did they get a squirt?
You can only get those in the brothels. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. That's what your coupons are called. Squirt coupons.
Oh my goodness. They're called
Squirt bonds.
Oh
Squirt bonds.
boy.
I don't know.
Hey, have you been a squirt on?
Why?
Hans isn't even here. What the hell?
Where is he?
Splash is a gold? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, so she's basically offering you 100 gold, equivalent of 100 gold, to escort her back to the palace and keep her safe.
Okay.
Each?
She looks at you sideways and says, very well, yes.
Thank you, Your Majesty. My services are yours.
And she goes...
For protection.
Oh, way to disappoint me.
Well, you have to come to me for the other services.
I do hope the boss isn't too upset about me bodyguarding somebody else for a little bit, but that pay is too good to say no to.
I'm British now.
I'll just say I'm still protecting you. We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Just 100?
Okay, so you remember the relative value of gold in Pathfinder, right?
I'm still saying it.
Okay. And she looks at you and says, I could have said 100 for the whole group. That was what I was originally thinking.
That's fair, yeah, there are 5 of us. Yeah.
As well as that fighter who needs money.
That fighter's gone.
Oh.
She booked it the second she got out. She just took off.
Well, considering she's offering us money for something I'm pretty sure she doesn't actually need, yeah.
So she says, very well. I do need to make one stop before we get to the palace. I hope you are a minute.
Why are we going to the palace?
That's where she lives. Hey, Paimon, you see that white line there? Do yourself a favor and never cross it.
Well, perhaps not like this, and then they shift into their more humanoid form.
They're what now?
It is very androgynous.
No, it's still too pretty.
Does Paimon have the item we discussed? Are we making that canon?
Sure, why not?
Okay, just curious.
That's an amazing answer. Sure, why not?
Is it
I was just curious. And the queen blinks as, didn't expect that. You are all full of surprises.
Wilhi, where are you going? You keep...
Yeah, he keeps like...
You keep like...
He's supposed to be locked in,
Oh,
but
he's not.
apparently... Yeah, no, hold on. Let's fix that setting.
He's
doing the Will High Boogaloo?
The Wilhi Boogaloo.
Oh, that's weird. It says monologue is on.
and boots and
There.
pants and boots and pants and
It
boots and pants.
should be fixed now.
I'm too
Glow
sexy
sticks.
for my hat. Too sexy for my hat.
Not me. I'm not a glow stick. I only flash occasionally.
Oh.
Am I?
Is that why you're not allowed schools anymore? Allowed around school.
Oh.
Can't say it right, God.
You know
It's
what?
it's because that orphanage you burned down.
We
Ooh, hey,
understand now.
that's supposed to be a secret.
We
man.
That was for the
understand.
second
What?
What was
These
special?
jokes are a stress response.
They definitely could be.
There's a lot of things I had that are stress response.
What does it look like Paimon, but just like more humanoid?
Think, very, very pale, like cool undertoned skin. Tattoos of blue running up to about the mid upper arm, as well as the legs, and the eyes are still black.
Oh wow.
Also got the tail still.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Bella's
Yeah.
just
Yours
gonna
are
go over
much
to you
less
and be like,
tattooed.
"You look cool as fuck.
See?
I like it."
Still too pretty.
Appreciate that.
There's
I'm
no
not
such
taking.
thing. Do not listen to him.
There absolutely is such
We
thing
would
as
keep
too
you
pretty
safe.
in home.
And the queen nods and says, he's right. We really ought to move away from the lie.
Well, let's go.
Do we see
feel like-
anybody looking at us from beyond the line?
Um,
Are we
oh,
being
there,
scoped out?
there are always spotters and snatchers near that line.
I keep
There's
it.
one.
But,
There's one.
but they
Is there
have...
one?
There's one. There's one.
Yeah, there's several.
I used to
But-
be one,
Yes,
so
I am
there's
very
one.
uncomfortable here. Let's please go. Let's go.
So the queen says, follow me, unless you know the way. We're going to Sam's place. So, roll a... Oh, what would this be? This would be a knowledge...
Local?
Yeah, probably. Is that,
Knowledge
that's a
local
thing.
or knowledge nobles?
That'd be knowledge local.
Alright, I have a +9.
Oh damn.
26.
How do you have a +9 knowledge local of a place that I'm assuming you've not been to? This is an intrigue. Don't answer that question. Because
I
I,
don't
have no
know.
knowledge local, so...
Oh,
I
God.
have none of those. Do I'm just rolling a d20 then?
I don't think you can do those untrained.
You can't. Yeah, the knowledge
Oh.
ones you have to be trained in.
Donovan just stands over here and
Nothing.
scratches his head. He's like,
Have you heard of Sam's?
You...
I don't even know.
is he the guy
you-
with the little boys?
If
Whoa!
if you guys
Not
lived,
that little.
if you guys lived in the area,
Gnomes?
you might know who he is. So Sam's place is like the most famous tavern in this section of home. It's
It's a
big.
tavern.
It's big. It's well lit. It has just about every alcohol on tap that you can imagine.
And
He
Donovan doesn't
actually-
recognize him.
He actually treats his staff well. He tends to hire women who have escaped from the staff zones to help them get back on their feet. He's known as a very upright member of society.
I will
Upright
vocally
by who?
enough for some people to hear saying, I prefer Franco's.
Suddenly, I know why I haven't heard of this guy before.
Say, but Paimon
So
would
you're
definitely
11?
know.
Our partner used to work here.
Oh,
What kind of
that's
partner
why
are we
you know.
talking about?
Sorry, what? Oh, yeah.
Our current romantic partner.
Okay, that kind of partner. There are different
It's
kinds
more.
of partners. Work partner, romance partner. I mean, yeah. Just gotta make sure.
They
So
found other employment after the birth of their son.
Oh, is it also your son or just theirs?
We are a step parent.
Very
Which-
nice.
which is better than being like a knee parent or an elbow parent or a hand.
It's even better than being a nosy parent. Wait, just
True.
a nose parent. We're having this conversation while walking.
Yeah.
Me putting Donovan in the front, putting Will High on the other side of the Queen, because I don't want to stand on next to Will High.
So, while
And letting the ladies
while
do
they're
their
walking,
protecting the
the
Queen.
the Queen says, "I would know who my rescuers were. Will you tell me about yourselves?" So,
Queen, please, you know who I am. Do not. I would prefer. I don't know these people.
she looks at you,
Oh,
kind
but
of
we want to
squint eyes, and then her eyes get wide, and she goes, "Oh, oh," and then she gets this very wicked grin. Oh,
Yes, that's why I want to move quickly.
goes. Well, you're a no-go. Looks at the rest of you. How about the rest of you?
Donovan just keeps scratching his head because he doesn't know what he's supposed to say without getting Red in trouble.
I am a person that has a job. I perform activities for financial compensation.
I punch people for money.
She goes, "Oh, an arena fighter."
You'd be
No.
good at it.
I
Thank you
mean,
for doing so for free earlier.
I have dabbled, obviously.
So she looks at you and says, "Ah, hired muscle. Understood."
Yeah, hired muscle. That's a good description.
What about you, pretty purple one?
What about you? Who?
Pretty purple one.
We are a magical educator.
She eyes widen a little bit and she nods and says, "Interesting. You look to know some magic that I do not personally know myself. We may have to speak to you some."
We'll tell you our rates later.
Ooh.
And then she turns and looks at Will High and says, "You look familiar. Have I seen you at court functions?"
Oh, it's he kind of jumps at being addressed with a question. It's like, yeah, probably.
I lean over
Surface
to Paimon.
dweller.
Told you.
And he says, yes, I am Will High Cayford, Your Majesty, at your service.
She says,
As always.
Cayford. I know that name. Your family had a small trade in the grain industry, yes? You own lands, you own small lands up on the top of the dome.
Not exactly the top, but yes.
Ah, very good. And she turns to the wispy guy who's walking behind us, and she says, "And what about you? You have a dark and foreboding presence about you."
Yeah, I like it that way.
And she goes, "So you're not going to tell me anything at all?"
Well, I mean, if not telling you is an option, I'll take it.
Says, "You know as well as I do that you're a free citizen. Can't force you to tell me anything. I am grateful for what you've done for me, though."
And I'm grateful for you paying.
She says, "Financial compensation seems to be what makes home go round, so it seemed foolish not to pay."
There seems to be a severe lack of it down here.
And she looks around and says, well, we are dealing with mid-city. So, up there, generally upper city, mid-city, low city. General economic classes. It's not anything special. So upper city is going to be like your nobility and your high-ranking citizens. Middle city is going to be most of your common people, a good chunk of the mafia, and then lower city is going to be where a lot of the economically disadvantaged, the riffraff, and the lower ranking and the less savory members of the mafia are going to be down there. So you guys are kind of like smack dab. This market area is like smack in the middle of the mid-city.
Oh, so Sam's is down here. Okay.
Yeah.
Red,
The other Sam's.
could we have your ear for a moment?
Who did she ask? I'm sorry. Or who did they ask? I'm sorry. Red. Oh.
Red. Lovely visual gag, thank you.
Red's
I haven't
Robin.
got any.
Lend me your ears.
What do you need?
We heard you express
Sorry, I
earlier
had to.
Brilliant quote.
We heard you express earlier that you wish to learn how to cast Fireball.
Oh, fuck yes.
We would be more than willing to help. Are you proficient with offensive magic?
Offensive or offensive?
Offensive.
Just checking.
I mean,
It's Bella.
I can. Yes. I can do such things.
Then we have a gift for you. Until you are able to do so yourself, and they pull out a scroll and hand it to you.
Oh. This piece of paper is going to help me cast the fire.
Should the need arise before you are able to feel it with your soul. Reading
How does
that.
this work? Do I just open it and aim, or do I need to like read an incantation? I'm a sorcerer. It kind of flows.
You will need to be able to read it.
I
Let
believe
it
I
flow.
can do.
Useful.
Let it flow. You can't hold it back anymore.
Refraining. I'm refraining.
Have you
from saying what I
before?
want to say.
Falsetto.
What was
Let
that?
Less. I'm sorry.
Have you used these before?
I don't think so.
I don't feel like she would have had a need.
Yeah.
They are very good backup.
They're very good backup.
Fantastic.
Where do I get more of these if I need?
If need be, we can train you how to make them.
Oh,
We can already.
that sounds like work. But I mean, I'd be willing to try if you're going to be teaching me.
We do love to see sorcerers embracing other, more traditional forms of magic as well. And we also enjoy getting to work with casters who are not of our same kind.
Just
It's good.
had
Good to have some diversity.
just had a nightmarish vision of this entire party becoming artificers, and it was terrifying. It was genuinely terrifying.
Okay, from now
Well,
on,
now
everyone,
we
let's just
know
take
where the
levels in
campaign's
Artificer.
going.
That's right.
So,
Mhm.
all right.
I mean,
so,
what?
so at this point,
I want to talk to Queenie at some point too.
oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead before we get to Sam's.
How do you feel about the staff zones?
She shakes her head and she says, part of the reason that I'm despised by the council is that a lot of my political opinions are controversial to everyone. I think that the staff zones serve a number of societally important purposes, but I despise their existence on a moral level.
We would
Does that
like
make
to know what
sense?
those purposes are.
One, they serve as a fantastic proving ground for me when I'm training to keep my crown.
You could use any other place like that as well.
She says-
Catwalks, different locations fighting crimes, vigilanteing. I mean,
She says,
that's just an
Granted,
excuse.
granted, but and this is going to sound callous, and it probably is callous, but it keeps some of the more disreputable pieces of society occupied. Now, please understand that I am speaking purely of functionality, not of morality. What happens in those places is wrong. Having one group of people have more rights than another because of what was born between their legs is ludicrous. But there's only so much that can be done to change things.
Yeah, do you know what would fix that quickie? Keeping the same moral implications in a way. Get rid of the staff zones and replace it with drugs.
What are drugs?
Things
I'm
that
kidding.
you-
I'm kidding.
Yeah, there are some really good bright yellow mushrooms that grow in the catwalk area. You eat those things, you're tripping for days, man. But you get those, you give them to the families, and they've got plenty to occupy themselves. Less violent, less terrible, and it keeps everyone equality.
She glances very briefly over at Bella and says, I'm pretty sure the families are well aware of the drugs that are...
I'm
Are
not
you
talking about what the
serious?
fucking Melicotas want.
She says, there are a lot of complexities in politics that somebody on the outside would never... I'm not saying that to be demeaning, it's simply true. There are interworkings of the government that are dumb.
You're just saying
to put
that
it
so you don't have to
lightly.
work a day of your life. Walk like 10 more feet forward.
She shrugs her shoulders and says, I worked to become at least I worked on my combat skills. And then she kind of looks around and just says under her breath, and I know how to dress.
Itching my fingers.
Donovan gets offended at that
Smell
comment
myself a
and
little
just
bit.
looks.
I know how to dress.
I look good.
Donovan pulls on his suit and just looks over her, kind of annoyed, like, "This is an expensive damn suit. Come
And
on,
she looks at him and goes, oh, see? He knows how to dress too.
look, the boss won't let me walk out in public unless I look presentable. Come on."
Double bird.
So unless there are any further interactions that you all would like to have, which if there are, go right ahead. This is a great time for them. Yes, ma'am.
Donovan looks over at Red, goes, "How long you want to play this for?"
I think the jig is already up with Irvin. But
Yeah,
I don't know about the other two.
he's a suspicious kind, and the Queen's figured out something too, but I think you're going to have we're going to have some problems if we go into the palace, because there's a good chance I probably have warrants, you know.
Why are we whispering?
Ah!
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
I can totally see the two of you.
Notice the big floof. Oh wait, you're not a floof right now.
Floofy tail.
Yeah, the
I
tail.
want that comic strip.
Yes.
Just
This needs to
like a
happen.
brooding, angry person with his hat kicking rocks or a can. Ahead, these two just whispering to each other. Gigs up, and then out of nowhere, why are we whispering?
You'll have to forgive us. Big ears and all. Do you need a
Probably
diversion?
useless. I'm sorry?
Do you need a diversion?
I don't know.
Man, I don't
Just
think it.
nervous to go towards the castle.
Yeah,
With
there's
luck,
Palace.
we're going to a bar.
Let's just think we probably got us a pardon if we get there.
That's right. We should
Considering-
talk to the queen before we get to her place.
Might be a good idea.
So, you guys come up to Sam's, and this is... So space, as you can guess, it's not that space is at a premium per se, but there is a finite amount of space on Hell. and they've been there for a number of generations, so a good chunk of the usable, maintainable space has been taken up. So large buildings are either a sign of wealth or extreme, like wealth and status, or extreme business success, which I guess technically would be wealth, but really successful businesses have larger buildings because it's a status symbol. So I should probably explain the floors that house the market areas. Their ceilings are very tall. So you're probably looking at like a 25-foot ceiling. And so it kind of feels like an open air market. There's enough airflow through it that it doesn't really feel stuffy. It feels almost like it's outside. There's lights overhead and, different areas. Sometimes they even color code the lights just slightly so you can navigate your way through the market a little bit better. But Sam's place is like a 3-story building. It almost touches the ceiling. And it's big. It's not opulent, but it's nice. He's clearly been in business for a while, and he clearly does a very, very productive. There are 2 burly-looking but clean-shaven men lounging just outside the door that are trying very hard to blend in and doing a very poor job of it.
What do you want?
It's pretty apparent that they're, bouncers / guards. So the
Just
queen...
kind of like Vanders from Arcane. Is it kind of like Vanders from Arcane?
I've only seen...
He's the barkeep guy in the first episode.
Oh, yeah, kind of, yeah. Kind of like that, but much bigger. But the guards notice the queen and then straighten up. And they say, one of them goes, "Your Majesty, what are you doing here without your guards? And in company of these ruffians?"
We are
the guards.
And his eyes kind of go on, and he goes, "Lowered your hiring requirements there, did you, Your Majesty?"
You wouldn't say that again to my face.
I squat down to look him in the eye.
Okay, no, hold on. Okay, so you understand how tall is Irvin? I forget.
Irvin? I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
Okay, and Donovan's like what,
So
6'6",
but
6'4".
6'4". Okay, so this guy is like smack between the two. He's not as big as Donovan, but he's a big guy. So he looks up at Donovan, then very deliberately turns and looks down at Irvin and goes, "I was just expressing concern to make sure Her Majesty is well protected. She saved my family once. Got us out of a bad spot when we were starving."
Oh, well, then we're in the same position.
Well, then you wouldn't mind buying the first round of drinks for your offense.
He goes, he looks at you and goes, "You know that Sam's is basically a safe zone, right? We don't fight here."
Wait, the safe zone, not staff zone.
Not staff zone, the safe zone. It's basically...
Have you ever seen, that Keanu Reeves movie where the dog dies?
Oh, John Wick.
John
Wick.
Yeah.
It's like that hotel.
This is a
You
sanctuary.
can't fight.
Yeah, it's sanctuary.
Or like McAnally's in the Dresden Files.
Yeah, okay.
You leave your beef at the door. And if you don't leave your beef at the door, these are not the only 2 doors.
Well, we don't have to fight, but you could save your name.
And he
Does
goes,
reputation matter to you?
he kind of looks at you weird and says, "My name's Derek. What was going to happen to it?"
Give it a week.
I would
I
like to switch back into my fox form, snap my little teeth at them, and say, "We consume it."
Ooh.
Can you take names?
Does it taste good?
I'm gonna sniff them a little bit.
They can do a lot of things.
Can the Kitsune take names?
Oh no, we are lying.
Oh, okay. Wait, I don't remember that in your character sheet.
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Doesn't
Do
matter.
you want me to
what
roll
you
bluff?
remember.
Do you want me to roll bluff or intimidation
No,
or something?
He's not stupid.
He's stupid?
He's not stupid, but he's not the brightest tool in the crayon box.
I am hearing stupid.
And you just turned into a fox, so yeah, you're pretty much kind of just looks at you like, be us that way.
You said it was Derek, right?
Well, I think so, but I said they ate it.
It's
So,
fine.
Am
We'll
I
just
Derek anymore?
depends on
looks
what
over.
happens to the tab.
It's like, Joe, am I still Derek? And Joe goes, yes, you're still Derek. Will you guys stop tormenting poor guy?
It's all right, man. I have
It
those
was
days
funny.
too.
He offended us.
He goes,
We're simply trying to make friends.
the queen just is like, the queen literally goes, come children, and walks inside the bar.
Your mother's calling you. Now about those drinks.
Well, that's both pretty demeaning.
Donovan's
As he
just
walks
gonna
in
go
behind the queen.
Mama's
Queen call. Queen shouts over her shoulder and says, first round's on me if you're working for me.
Well, here I go. See you, Derek and Joe.
That was
Donovan.
easy.
Donovan puts his purse back away. He was getting ready to go buy
Yeah.
himself some.
Yeah.
Look you up and down. We're with royalty. You were gonna pay?
I didn't expect them to be so, friendly with their purse.
Making.
I don't know the word for generosity, okay?
You just used it, buddy.
He just used it.
Oh,
We are so proud.
No, you should be like, "Oi, that the source I got for Christmas definitely helped." Hey Bella, I'll use that dinosaur thing you got me.
How old is the
Thesaurus.
queen?
That's right.
What?
How old is the queen?
I wrote
Has
it.
she been in reign the whole 100 years, or was her mother before her?
No. It was her. It was her mother and grandmother before her.
Isn't
Okay,
she
mother
like a
and grandmother, so it's
16-year-old?
been-
She's not quite that young, I don't think. Hold on.
I hope not.
Did I write? No, she's at least
She's
legal.
fucking badass if she is.
No, she's like,
Right.
she's gonna be like early to mid 20s.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, when you have bloodlines and the best teachers available, the best teachers that money can buy.
Yeah, you get
So-
good quick. And how old was her? How long did her mother reign?
I don't think I ever figured that out. If I remember the story correctly, her grandma won the tournament,
Okay.
reigned for a while, passed it down to her mom. Mom reigned for a
He's rolling
while,
dice. Oh no.
passed it down, and the tournament is coming.
Okay. So it's almost been 100 years since the grandmother.
Correct.
Would you be able to maybe perchance put a number to the grandmother? Or to at least the queen, actually, now.
Oh, how old she is? Just
Yeah,
put
I'm
a
just
number
trying to
to it?
determine how long any of
Oh.
us have known her
Okay.
as the queen or someone else as the queen.
I'm gonna call the queen 24, and I'm gonna say that she took over, probably 19.
Okay, so she's been in
She
for
was-
5 years.
She's been she's been around long enough that she has kind of a good reputation with the populace, and she's definitely made waves. But she
Probably
is
doesn't
still
know me then.
considered young,
What do you want?
I retired.
especially by the
before her.
council. Probably.
Okay, yeah.
would she have any awareness of who Donovan is?
Not likely. Like I said, she might know who Bella is. In fact, I'm pretty sure she has encountered Bella at one point. And like I said, I think she has run into Will High at a distance.
Okay.
at the same events, just not me probably never talked to in person.
So she knows of Bella, but not who Bella is, then.
I guess we'll find out.
We're just piecing things together right now.
So it walks in the main floor of the bar. It's just a big area, lots of tables, a couple of homes equivalent of bar games. I don't know if they have pool or not. I didn't get that world. But we can, pool-like games going on.
Oh yes, I love Reservoir.
Are they playing pool, billiards, or reservoir?
You ever played the card game Pooh Head?
Sounds like Caravan.
You've played that game. I've taught it to you all.
Oh,
At least to Bella and Wilhai.
I've never met you before this. I don't know what you're
Ignore
talking about.
the fake fighting in the background. It's just a play.
What
The
did he
background
take
sounds,
earlier?
fighting's going on. So, just using the ambience for a random phrase. Carry on. Someone else. Take it away from me.
Right?
We would
buying
like
us
to drink
drinks?
very much.
We need drinks.
Yes. So there is a very large bar, and there are a lot of uniformed serving girls walking around. And behind the bar, cleaning a glass, is one of the biggest men you have ever seen.
Why is
He
Donnie
gives
back
Dawn... Huh? What'd you
Why
say?
is Donnie back there?
He gives Donovan a run for his money, but he's got like the strongman build, like the build of the guys that do like the stone and the Highland game type events where they've
He's built
got
like Eddie Hall.
The Gaber
He's got-
Ghost.
he's got a belly, but you can tell just by the breadth of his shoulders and the size of everything that he's just really, really strong.
He's built like a power lifter.
Yeah, there you go.
Donovan's built like a boxer, so significant difference in body
A
type.
dog?
Yes, Donovan is built like a dog. He's a good puppy.
Like a boxer.
Work.
Work.
Oh,
Bjork.
A Bjork. Is that Swedish boxers? Bjork.
Bjork.
Swedish duck.
You gotta get like that weird.
Borka.
Bjork. Bjork.
Borka.
Quack,
So-
quack.
Do you guys know why Swedish ships have barcodes on them?
I have Swedish friends, let's be careful.
So they can Scandinavian.
That was good. They would appreciate that one. I'm probably gonna have to tell them that tomorrow.
No, I'm
love it.
not. I try not to make a habit of telling jokes that are actually offensive.
Good.
I just.
And
but
why
that
do you look
particular-
like that?
Oh snap!
I'm
didn't
sorry.
I didn't say. I didn't say it wasn't a joke to a certain people. I'm a joke to a lot of them. But I say I try not to tell those jokes.
While I'm
Right, you
walking
are.
up to the bar to get next to the queen, I'm chugging and finishing off my flask, which is probably a little empty at this point.
Probably.
Been drinking it several times
Yeah.
and putting it on the counter. I'm like, go ahead and give me a double and on the rocks, and go ahead and fill that up too.
And
I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I'm going to ask for rum.
Like we're both just drinking from a flask as we walk up to the bar.
you assume that this man is Sam, dressed, apron. He's nicely dressed. Doesn't have a whole lot of facial hair, but he looks like he's, maybe early 40s. Has very kind-looking eyes, but has lines to his face that you can tell that he's seen some. And he doesn't even bat an eye, and he says, "Well, of course, gentlemen, but I'm sure you know that the queen is served first."
Fucking royalty.
And I just
So-
look over at her.
There
and
you
it's
go,
like,
Will High.
really?
Somebody respects this queen.
Yep, I appreciate it.
He bows formally, Your Majesty. She giggles and leaps over the counter and hugs him like he's an old friend.
Aw.
And he shakes his head, hugs her back, and says, "Your Majesty, you know that this isn't proper." And she goes, "I decide what's proper. I'm the queen. And how else am I supposed to train? How else am I supposed to train my favorite tutor?" And she looks around and she says, "To those of you who don't know, this is Sam, one of the best men on earth."
Is his last name Wise Gamgee?
No, it is not. It's Gamgee Wise.
Oh, Sam Gamgee Wise. That's canon now.
Yes.
I'm writing it down.
I have his name written down somewhere.
Is his middle name Jamie Fraser? Sam Jamie Fraser.
Sam Jamie Fraser.
Yes, please.
I think I missed that one. I think I missed that reference.
Is he a red-headed Scot?
I'm calling him a burly, sexy bartender.
I mean, I suppose I could make him Scottish if you really want me to.
Oh, by all means,
Wouldn't be
please
that
do.
hard.
Swoon.
Do we know what hair color he has? We know he's big, but yeah.
Yeah. I believe
Well,
he's
of
got.
course it's red.
He's got. Well, he actually has dark brown hair, like really
Ow.
dark brown hair.
Do the covers match the trees?
That's only one way to find out.
Ooh. I'm not playing Rigu. Okay.
All right. So he.
You really want to?
He's just so much fun.
So he releases the queen from the hug. She hops back over the bar and he says, "The usual, Your Majesty?" She goes, "Yes, please." He turns around for a second, can't see what he's doing. Turns around with what appears to be a glass of chocolate milk and hands it to him. She looks at him, she gives him that look, and he sighs, reaches for a bottle under the table and pours something into it, and then pushes it across to her.
Goodness. Oh my gosh.
And then
I'm gonna sneak over to Paimon. You think they fuck?
We try not to inject ourselves into other people's sexual lives, but we sincerely hope that that father-daughter dynamic is not sexual.
I mean, sometimes it works like... Anyway.
Let's hope she calls him father and not daddy.
We have had partners that we call daddy, but we did not view them as our actual father.
I hope
That would
not.
be awkward, because then father would show up. No, father, I didn't call you. There's gotta be another way to say that without turning him on.
We wish to turn other people on with that word.
Where the hell is Hans?
Apparently he's with us in
Is
spirit.
losing it.
You're
Darn,
with us in
sorry,
spirit,
coughing.
buddy.
Are you coughing?
Yes, I started coughing.
Careful.
Please don't die.
Jesus.
I can't breathe.
So Sam looks at the two gentlemen on either side and says, "Very well. What will it be, gentlemen? Or what will it be, gentlemen? You look to be a whiskey drinker. How about Marigold's 18 year?"
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Just give it to me.
He nods. He nods. Pulls a very expensive looking bottle off the back shelf, and pours it into a glass for you with a couple of ice cubes. Hands it to you, and then fills your flask. And then he looks at Big Don and goes, "No, I could be totally wrong here. You look like you might enjoy a sherry."
Donovan
Shirley Temple.
just looks at him for a minute before he sets the flask down and goes, "I'd like some rum, please."
He goes, "Oh, rum drinker. All right. Oh, I got something special. I think I like this." He walks over and he pulls looks like a miniature barrel off the back, and he goes, "Now this barrel is actually made out of surface wood. And the rum inside has been aged for almost 30 years.
Bullshit.
And
How many
he said,
years?
30.
Donovan is excited.
Yeah.
Can I do an insight check? How do you do insight checks in Pathfinder?
Hold on. It's...
Yeah.
It's sense motive.
Sense motive, thank you.
Yeah,
I have
yep.
I just want to see if he's bullshitting Donovan on the surface water thing, or if he actually believes it.
Surface water. No, yeah, go ahead and roll it.
It's a 10 plus 5, 15.
Yeah, he is absolutely convinced he's telling the truth.
Fucking no way.
Donovan doesn't even question it. He's just like, oh, heck yeah.
So he pours you some, fills your flask, and then looks and says, "And for the lovely tiefling and the fox."
Got anything spicy?
Spicy as in exotic, or spicy as in hot?
Que no los dos.
One moment. Walks around. He walks into a doorway in the back. Comes out with a bottle that I'm not going to say what it looks like, but you definitely recognize the shape. Red and black glass, lots of very accurate veiny detail on it. He pulls out a metal glass, and he pours you it, and he says, and he goes, "Sperma el diablo." Drink it slowly, very slowly. And the queen goes, "You told me you had run out of that." He said, "I told you that I didn't have any more for you." And he looks over at Paimon and says, "Anything?"
We recently had a very bad experience with drinking. We would like to abstain, thank you.
Water?
You have water,
We're good.
too?
We're good.
Okay. Well, no, see, water's not unable to be. You can buy water. It's not so rare that you can't get a hold of it, but buying water, like, because in this case it's to drink. So if you're buying it to consume it, that's fairly normal because you have to have a certain amount of water to. But it's not cheap either. It would be like the equivalent of buying a really high-end spring water versus just regular water.
Okay.
And then he looks
tapping
over
your faucets in your house with Fiji water.
Yeah.
Yes,
be
yes,
so good.
actually. Yeah, oh god.
Oh my
That would
god.
be expensive.
Oh god, I love Fiji water.
Oh boy.
Then he looks over at Wilhai and says, "I've got an excellent vintage of port. Just taking a guess here."
Schwanky.
He looks at what everyone else is drinking. Looks hard at the cup in Irvin's hand and says, "Yeah, port will be nice, thank you."
And he goes, "Very well." Goes and gets a very nice looking bottle with some, like, a gold seal on it. Pours you a nice big glass. And he says, "So, this is a interesting band of people you got with you this time, Your Majesty. Everything alright?"
Vocalist, bass, drums, guitar, exotic dancer. Ow. Queen's our sponsor.
Donovan starts pouring his second drink. Don't mind me. I'm just here because I'm pretty.
Wilhai took his port and walked over by the door and is watching the street.
Yeah, so I should say the rum he poured for Donovan is unlike anything he has ever taken. This is the smoothest and most complex flavor Donovan has ever experienced. It's one of those things where, like, as you drink it, the flavor changes in your mouth, but each flavor complements the other. It's almost like, not in a gross way, but it's almost like drinking a completely balanced meal, just because of the way all the pieces flow together. It's really...
It's a complicated flavor that Donovan does not comment on at all. He's just like, that's got some nice little kick to it.
I didn't know we were at Willy Wonka's fucking chocolate factory.
Willy
Yes.
Schnozberries tastes like
It's like
schnozberries.
I meant it more. I was more analogous rather than an actual full meal. But yes, no, exactly. I appreciate the
my
reference.
We're over at Ronnie's rum.
With the full course meal.
We're over at Ronnie's rum distillery.
Yeah. Glug, glug, glug.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
full now.
Violet, you're turning violet.
What?
I'm turning to blueberry.
You're turning into Paimon.
What?
But I don't want to be a Paimon.
I don't like gravy.
I don't like gravy.
Not to mention, we've seen what they do with pies over here.
Haven't heard that joke before.
Don't make a cream pie joke. Don't make a cream pie joke.
Haha.
Also, may the
My
record
former lover
show.
called us that. Our face is white. That is
Sure.
why.
Sure.
It's not cream cheese, it's white.
For the record, I want to know, I want to explain that 3 sessions have gone by, and I have not once tried to throw a Pokeball at Paimon. Just saying.
Okay, so that term, that phrase, actually is copyrighted.
Oh, we can't actually say
No,
that
not
phrase?
even the word. It's ridiculous. It's
Oh, shit,
unforgivable.
I'm sorry.
I think it's
Strike
done.
it from
No,
the
no,
record.
no. I mean,
Strike
it's
that.
once,
Oh, God,
once, and
Nint-
you just didn't know. Twice, and now we know.
Nintendo's knocking.
But
No,
God.
that
we probably
term.
can't say that name either. Oh shoot, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I
oh,
had
no,
no idea.
The company name is fine, but we just call them capture balls.
Capture ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
No,
I call
it's,
them gank
that's something I learned the other day. I was watching some people, and the next time round they stopped using the word, and I'm like, nope, don't use the word.
Nope.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Cool. Well,
Oh, shit.
sorry. Apologies.
Don't worry about
It just seemed apropos with dimensional
it. We live and
abilities,
learn. Yeah.
teleportation, etc., etc.
I wanted to do the same thing. It's like a Ninetales right there.
I know. Well, no, it's more like a 1, 2. It's more like a 4 tails.
But then the
We are
first
insecure
evolution.
about that.
Huh?
Oh,
We are what?
insecure about the tail.
Insecure
count.
about the tail number.
The tail?
Yeah,
It's, all,
don't look at their tails.
it's okay. They're so
Yeah,
fluffy.
but there
You'll
are
be fine.
4 of them.
They're 4 and they're beautiful, and we don't need to talk about it.
Well, we're not questioning the beauty of it. We're questioning the number of it.
We're not talking about the number. Do you
Why?
want to talk about the size of your pee-pee?
Yeah, it's decent, actually. It's pretty good size.
Shut the hell up.
The queen goes,
You're a
yeah.
small-dicked man.
Yes.
Donovan smacks himself. There's a reason I got banned.
Anyways, what does
The queen is just like,
the Diablo taste like?
the queen is just sitting going. No, Sperma de Diablo. It is so it's kind of like
Is it salty?
no,
Oh my god.
it is not. It's kind of like getting punched in the mouth with a jalapeno, but in a good way.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Like it is, it's spicy, but it.
I am
but the-
resistant to fire.
So
Yeah.
it's like a jalapeno with cream cheese in it.
No, I'm not making it a cream pie jalapeno. It's more like.
No, those are legitimately delicious, though.
No, I'm sure. I just don't happen to like jalapeno. Actually, it's more like it's spicy.
Mhm.
It's simultaneously sweet and spicy, and the alcohol,
Oh.
like the effects of the alcohol, hit almost instant. And despite, no matter how good of a drinker you are, you find your inhibitions dropping rapid. Not like you've been
Oh,
drugged, just
shit.
like it's a very potent drink.
What did you do to this drink, Sam?
And he looks at you and
Oh
says,
my god.
"You asked for something spicy in both ways. There is a very particular
Uh-huh.
distillation process that goes into that particular bottle."
I take it.
Actually, I think my mother has told me about this. Do you know a purple tiefling?
He looks at her and
Divinely beautiful.
I forget what's Bella's mom's name?
Serafina.
Seraphina. He goes, "Oh, you're Seraphina's daughter." And he looks. He then looks you up and down and goes, "Apple does not fall far from the tree." My God.
It must have been a tasty tree.
He looks at you and says,
Well,
"A gentleman never tells."
And drinking on the job, but whatever.
Well, I'm not very gentle-like, so...
We find it a little bit creepy that you have obviously seen this woman's mother in a sexual manner and are now sexualizing her.
He looks at her and says,
Donovan just coughs in the corner and doesn't say anything.
he looks at her and says, "Appreciation of beauty is not inherently sexual." And I never said anything about that, now did I?
You heavily implied it, and I would like to roll the tapes.
Is this a term we don't know? Is Paimon doing? So is Paimon capable of doing like fourth wall breaks, where she pulls technology in from other places?
Sure, let's say that.
Just like old tape recorder just spawns into existence.
I'm sorry, Sam. That's not my kink. I don't do that.
He looks at her and says, "I merely meant that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's all I said." That's all I
Thank you.
meant. Now,
I definitely implied the other one.
It's a good thing he doesn't know you're dead.
well, I met him too.
Oh. Really?
Huh.
You'll find I've met a lot of interesting people.
I'm
I
sorry.
I just didn't know you knew the boss.
Ah, the pieces fall together. I see now. Now, this man, and the more that you think about it, the more Bella goes, "Yeah, this guy does look familiar. I swear I've seen him delivering things or something."
I'm pretty sure you've done business with my mom, but like not that type of business.
And he nods and says,
The other kind of business.
goes, "Correct. I have supplied. I went Russian then. Why did I go Russian?
I have no idea, but it was very subtle but hearable. Wow.
But sorry, character is not crap. Hold on. A bear is in.
You need a bit of... I just went southern. Fucking hell.
I don't feel as bad anymore.
We're mixing up our voices now.
Look, as a TM, I have to keep track of so many voices, and trying to make them all different is
Another
really hard.
pain, sir. Another pain. You need a bit of a reminder.
That's Irish.
It might be a bit more Irish, yeah. You're
That's
right.
Irish.
Not. It's alright, I got.
Scottish.
He goes.
Scottish.
He says,
Scottish.
I have sold a number of very exotic drinks to your family. They've always treated
And I
me very
believe-
well.
You have collected other things, which I am very grateful for. So, thank you,
Okay.
Sam. You are a good man.
He simply nods and says, "At least that's what they tell me. Not so sure about it myself."
Wait,
So
what?
has Donovan met him then?
Donovan might have. Maybe.
Because he's
How long has Donovan been guarding Bella? Did we ever figure that out?
her.
He's not officially my guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's more of just a unofficial thing since we ended up
Okay.
in the cell.
Got it. Okay.
He's been bodyguarding his current person for 2 years, give or take.
He might have seen him, but I don't know if he would have put the two and two together of who he was.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's not the only. The people that are Don's size are not common, but they're not unheard.
Yeah.
So it's not
I mean-
like he's the only person that's your
The
size.
amount of people Donovan would see in his business is significant, and he's not
Yeah.
going to remember most of them.
Exactly. Anyway, he shakes his head and says, "Your Majesty."
Packages. I'm sorry, packages. What packages?
What?
You said,
Who are you talking to?
you said, Red said that they've received packages. Now you're from a crime family, so does that make you a crime person as well, and make the Queen open to crime? Like, I just gotta put this straight in my head.
He looks at you aghast and says, "Heavens, no!
All right.
They are able to obtain rare spices for me. They have links to the nobility, and they can get a hold of things that I can't, which is saying something. I make a lot of these brews in-house, not the ones you're drinking, but make several brews in-house, and in order to get certain meads to come out exactly right, there's very specific spices that grow up on the unknown that are nearly impossible. So, we have a beneficial arrangement. I trade them alcohol, and they get me spices."
Bold of you to assume that my mother is involved with crime syndicate.
You're a crime family. It's natural, not bold.
It's a more complicated situation than that. It makes my head hurt sometimes.
I would be delighted to be educated.
The queen is just sitting there with her head in her hands, like this on the bar, going, "I've been rescued by idiots. Good. This is great. This won't go badly for me at all. No, this is fine."
Idiots.
Hey, now, I'm not an idiot. It's a disability.
Hey, he might be a little.
Now I feel like an asshole. Don't make me feel like an asshole. God.
Look, Queenie, something you gotta understand. We all woke up inside cages. We've only known each other for 15 minutes longer than we've known you. Except for those two. Those two are something else.
All of you.
All of us.
Cages.
Yeah.
Including the fox. Can't your people teleport? You're one of the few that can around here, aren't you?
We have gained that ability through other means than our heritage.
Wilhai walks forward with his empty glass of port and says, "Yeah, well, they had dampening collars on all of us. It was a whole weird room full of no magic."
It was an egg.
Oh, was that the metal thing? The thing
We
that
have the egg!
We do.
was that the thing that
We do.
made the air taste like metal? Because that made me feel funny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you tasted metal.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Forgot about
Then he
that.
goes. He looks around and he says. He looks around and says, "Come with me to the back. Even in my place of business, there are ears that shouldn't hear me." The queen kind of looks around and says, kind of shrugs her shoulders and goes, "Okay." She obviously trusts him.
Just
Well,
sitting.
now he tells us.
Do I really want to get involved in this?
I think we're already kind of involved.
Will, hi. Come here.
Cold season 2.
What do you want?
She puts her arm around you and says, "Take a swig of this. It will put hairs on your chest. Just do it." And she puts it up to your lips and like gets it back slowly.
So he kind of stiffens for a second and then is like, "What the? Okay, what?" And drinks a little.
No. Wilhai doesn't have fire resistance, right?
Oh
No.
You ever had a hot chocolate burn?
Oh yeah.
no. Oh.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt.
What the?
It's
What?
wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
Now, granted,
not
this
the word I would have used to describe it. Wonderful. No.
Now,
Let's see your chest. Let's see your chest.
No,
Is it
no,
more
thank
hairy
you.
now?
I already.
Ah.
He ponders for a second. Is it what? And he kind of pulls his shirt over. Is it? No,
You
no,
thought
not more
about
hairy.
it?
Not more
You
hairy.
thought about
Not
it?
more hairy.
Donovan
gonna
is
take off his
curious.
shirt, everybody. He was
No,
going
she's
to do
good.
it.
I don't know. She's good. Nope.
Donovan holds out his glass. He's curious.
Bloop.
Ooh, that's
which
not
of you
bad at
has a
all.
higher? Is Donovan's con score higher than Wilhai's?
My fortitude save is higher than like everyone's combined.
Right, but your
I
actual
don't know
con
about
score.
that, buddy.
I mean, you're the only one who
I
comes
challenge
close.
you.
My actual con is
Edvin?
what, +5?
You want?
Oh wait, I'm not big anymore. Give me 1 second.
No.
Yeah.
Sippy sip.
I'll take it and sniff it beforehand.
And it's being slow.
This is gonna make me combustible.
Yep, understandably.
Gah. No, I'll stick with my whiskey. Then I just lean over the bar, grab the whiskey bottle, and head towards the back room.
I'm going to warn everybody who has tasted this, you currently have a -2 to all wisdom save. Just FYI.
Oh, my will save.
Okay.
Oh, that makes it 0. Great.
So my wisdom's -1. Okay, this is bad. No, I have -1 on all mental scores now.
Oh, just the saves. Just the save. Your will's wisdom
Just-
saves? Just
no,
your
no,
will
no,
save?
Will save is what I meant,
Will
sorry.
save. Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
that's
wisdom
different.
check, but yeah, no, not your actual score, just the checks.
Okay, I was gonna
Cool,
say
cool,
'cause
cool.
Why
that
we
makes.
did not drink.
And
I was
Arg-
kind of
Arg-
hoping the +13
Let it
fortitude would help.
I mean, it did. You didn't burn your mouth.
You're not stone dead drunk.
Yet.
I'm only a little
Yes.
tipsy. It's
I'm a-
fine. I'll be fine.
I'm only a little tipsy.
Someone can hold
My
their
horns! They're
drink.
stuck in the ground!
Wilhai walks after Irvin and says, "Hey, Irvin, you wanna?" And he holds out his empty port glass towards your whiskey bottle, gesturing.
Oh.
I
Will I
stop,
when you whiskey?
pivot on my feet to a point where like trying to get you to almost stumble into me as you stop walking,
Well,
and stare at you directly in the eyes as I just fill your glass up without smiling, blinking, or anything, and stop.
and
Turn around
and
and keep moving.
I stand there for a second and stare at the glasses and say, "Well, that actually went better than I expected. What is your?" And I start following him. What is your problem? We just fought things together, saved the queen together. Well, I mean, she saved us too. So I don't know why she keeps harping on us saving her. I mean, we did, but I mean, it's not like. Anyway, what's your problem? And thanks for the whiskey, much appreciated. He takes a big, gulp of it. Oh, that burns, but better than the other one.
So as the curtain closes on the back room, I think that is an excellent time to call a short recess.
It is. I just look at you, Will High, after that, just real quick to give him my response. Kill a few more people with me, and maybe you'll find out.
Ominous.
He nods. He's like, oh, "Okay."
Silently, he's beginning to like Will High a little bit. Mainly because he's easy to tease.
And on that note, we'll be right back. Roll the outs.
Hello, everybody. Hey, folks. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody.
It's like now I can't go a day without flossing. Like if I don't floss that morning, I'm like, people know. They know. I know. It's like
This is dental hour.
sucks.
Hell
Yeah.
Laugh, love, and I love it.
Build our home, searching every star, every world. And just when all hope seemed lost, message of a new discovery drew us to an unknown planet called Earth.
Barry's like,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't mind a movie coming out and it not matching the book or the series or anything like at all. I'm saying this right to the camera. I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
oh no.
Yeah,
we have to
I
shut
said
this
it.
down right now. No. You need to just shut Streamlabs off. Unplug your. Nope.
Too late.
Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love, the show where we talk about movies.
Hey, whoa.
Yes, good stuff.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
He deserves it.
What are you doing? No, straight
that
forward.
way.
Straight forward. Straight forward. Now left. Now left.
Go to the left. Yeah.
Now
right
straight forward. Right in that nook.
Okay.
Right in that
Now
nook.
look up.
Now jump.
Jump up.
There we go. Good Christ. What was that? 15 minutes? Woo!
You're doing great. Great. Bring him up. Bring him up. Red. No, don't drop me. Whatever you do, don't drop me.
That is
my slimy mucus ball. I think that's what that is. These are germs.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's mucus. That is snot. That is all over that bowling ball, folks.
Repulsive.
Oof. Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime, it's booger time.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 to the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Identification number?
Searching for a wallet. Does he have a wallet?
No.
Tattoos on his wrists, forearms.
Nope.
Yeah, this is TK421.
I knew it was coming.
Let me paint this picture for you so you understand this. The Queen has a flawless AR of 18 as well.
Oh my goodness.
So you got lucky just to hit her.
Oh my god.
And she has 1,000 total damage capacity, which means you outright killed her right away.
Kinda wanna do some vamps just so we can kill some things.
That red powder mist going everywhere. Cook shows back up in the normal world at 9 a.m.
Oh, that was fun.
Hey, hello again. Welcome to another episode of Nightbane, where we see who dies this week.
Such is the way. Did you get that in, like... Do they have fortune cookies here?
Fortune cookie.
There are cookies.
That's a hard no.
And I have found myself fortunate to eat them on occasion.
Oh. And I'll say, fear the dread pirate claw.
Your little satyr kids. The tail.
Still alive in 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, Same.
Tater tots.
Let's go talk to Brolog. I got some
Tater tots.
Tater tots.
Hashtag Tater tots. I love that.
Hoogilapid.
All right, well, Brolog will embrace the handhold and give him a little shoulder pat.
Okay, as we take a few steps with our arms swinging back and forth, I'm gonna say out loud, Prologue, that's not what I meant.
Have you found my cheese? It slipped off my crackers.
Oh.
I still have my crackers though, thankfully.
I would ask a Joffrey about that.
Does he not know, speaking to Aberrat, that there is no try? Do or do not.
Oh,
Jesus. No. Beautiful man.
If not, he will soon learn.
Close to the camera. There you go.
Oh, baby Baba Luba.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Out There Inn, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot.
Hello, everybody. Hey, folks. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody.
It's like now I can't go a day without flossing. Like if I don't floss that morning, I'm like, people know. They know. I know. It's like,
This is dental hour. Laugh, love, and I love it.
Build our home, searching every star, every world. And just when all hope seemed lost, message of a new discovery drew us to an unknown planet called Earth.
Barry's like,
Here's the thing. I don't mind a movie coming out and it not matching the book or the series or anything at all. I'm saying this right to the camera. I enjoyed the live action of the Avatar movie.
Oh no!
Yeah,
we have to
I
shut
said
this
it.
down right now. No! You need to just shut Streamlabs off. Unplug your. Nope.
Too late.
Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love, the show where we talk about movies.
whoa.
Yes, good stuff.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
He deserves it.
What are you doing? No, straightforward. Straightforward. Now left. Now left.
Go to the left. Yeah.
Now
right
straightforward. Right in that nook. Right in that
Now
nook.
look up.
Now jump.
Jump up.
There we go. Good Christ! What was that? 15 minutes? Woo!
You're doing great. Great. Bring him up. Bring him up. Right? No, don't drop me. Whatever you do, don't drop me.
That is
my slimy mucus ball. I
you
think
have
that's
to
what that is. These are germs.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's mucus. I have a snot that is all over that bowling ball, folks.
Repulsive.
Oof. Everybody knows if it's green and it's slime, it's booger time.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 for the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Identification number?
Searching for a wallet. Does he have a wallet?
No.
Tattoos on his wrists, forearms.
Nope.
Yeah, this is TK421.
Really soft and small, like really small.
Like little crab apples.
Man, that is just
Smaller.
very unfortunate.
Like cherry
Tragic.
pits.
Look, that's what happens when you take performance-enhancing substances.
Yeah, we really should stop spraying our trees with this.
Guys, we're back. We're back.
What? Oh man!
Oh, hey, hi! Hey!
We've gotta keep better track of this, guys.
Good. That's a HIPAA violation right there.
What's
Again.
2 in one night.
There is no HIPAA. It doesn't exist.
In this world, there's a hippo. Just one.
Just one?
Yeah, there's not HIPAAs.
Aw.
No hippos.
But we have
Hey.
cute
We've
foxies.
seen.
I'm sorry?
That's true.
That we've
Well, that's true.
We could go to the surface and find out.
Well, I guess I should specify there are no hippos on home. It's
Hey,
not.
guys, we should go to the surface.
Yeah.
It's not a valuable crop.
I mean, you can get wood from there, apparently.
It's just
What?
massive dial.
I think I missed something.
No, your tone fit what we were talking, what we were saying in the background just perfectly. That we're just dying and getting lower and lower.
I am so glad that I work with serious, consummate professionals and character actors.
These schnozberries taste
Where?
like schnozberries.
I Actually, I think Drow has been the most professional out of all of us.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe Michael after that.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
I'm certainly not a professional, so.
I'm
like
an
to
instigator. I'm terrible.
That's why we play TTRPGs.
Right.
Anyway.
Anyway, alright, so, guys go into the back room, and it's a pretty standard storeroom. There is a lot of alcohol back here, a lot of different, very fancy bottles. There's even like a section in the corner that's got like bars over it and it's chained up. It's got some very, very nice looking bottles in it. But in the middle of the back room, there's kind of a small kitchen all the way in the back. But in the middle, there's kind of just a table, round table, with a bunch of chairs around it. The table has a curious metallic inlay to it. And there's actually what appears to be a circle also embedded in the floor that surrounds the table and chairs. And he motions to the table and he says, "Please sit. This just got far more serious than I thought."
Before I enter the circle, I will look at him, point at it, and say, "What's that?"
Goes. He looks at you very pointedly, and then he looks around and goes, "What's what?"
The
That is Eve's.
that.
The fancy bottle of 49 that I've got up on my shelf. Yes. One of my prized possessions.
And I will step in.
So he sits down and he goes, "So, what I figured I was going to talk to you all about is this new recipe that I've got going for," and he reaches down and places his hand on the table. You hear some clicking mechanisms, and then Donnie tastes metal again.
Oop.
And the rest of you, feel a magic circle snap up around you.
He suddenly takes a big swig to get the taste out of his mouth.
And he goes, "Apologies. I never know who's listening. And this is something that I don't even want to talk about. I don't even want Father to be able to hear."
Hang on.
Really?
Father can't hear us right now.
No. And I expect that secret to not leave this table.
How big can these circles get? That secret's probably already left this table.
This is as big as I've been able to make this one. And it was...
Someone made one a lot bigger than this, buddy.
And he goes, "Yes, I'm aware. That's why I brought you back here. Right, look. Let me guess. You found yourselves chained up. You were in cages. You made your way. You went through a weird room that was actually made of stone. And then, what, you got pushed into a fighting arena?"
No, that's not it at all.
No,
See,
yeah, we
there were
just...
these,
I'm curious. What have you got?
Oh no, there was a pack of clowns, and
they
said, "Oh yeah, like it's weird. You try to saw a tree with chains, you wouldn't think it would work well, but somehow they pulled it off. No magic. They just had to develop their natural abilities." Anyway.
Terrifying.
And by the way, Wilhai has gripped his cane and has it closer to him, like he's kind of sitting there. But if anyone noticed, he's like, moved his cane closer, and it looks just a little more ready at his side.
Probably should have known better than to try to have a serious conversation with the characters after they had all had an alcohol that lowers their inhibitions. that might have been a bad call on my part.
Yeah, that might have been a missed overestimation.
So he goes. So does Wilhai actually say the thing about the clowns?
Say again?
Does Wilhai actually say the thing about the clowns?
Oh yeah. No, the circus performers, they filled their whole tent with it. Couldn't do any magic, couldn't run away. It's horrifying.
Someone looks at the queen, and the queen looks at you like you have absolutely lost your mind.
No. As he kind of looks at the glass and tips it, and then takes another swig, and then starts like twirling it around on his fingertips.
What does he have? And he goes, Sam looks around and goes, alright, so you were attacked by clowns. That's what happened.
Ask them. And he gestures at the whole rest of the table.
We are bold-faced lying.
Does Paimon say that, or are you telling me that?
That's what Paimon says.
Okay. And he goes, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
All right, they were clowns, but they weren't the colorful kind. They were the useless kind.
Right, so Your Majesty knows the type of business I run, and you know that I have rescued quite a few people from those deplorable places. Well, one of my employees escaped from that same place, and I have been desperately trying to figure out what is going on and find out what to do to shut it down. Because, look, there's bad things that go on over in the staff zones, but that is deplorable. And something has to be done.
Which part? Because, I mean, you said there's something wrong, and then there's something deplorable, and there was probably 6 deplorable things going on, including the normal staff zone, so I'm actually a little confused.
He looks at Blodheim and goes, how much of that did you drink?
A sip of hers.
Oh, never mind, that explains it.
Yeah. Anyway, still legitimate question. Inhibitions lowered makes me more honest, so still answer the question.
He says, look, I don't like anything that happens in the staff zones. Part of the reason I built this place so close to the line was so that I could help. Most of my workers here have managed to escape. I've actually made several forays into those zones to rescue. There's a number of us, a small underground community of people that get women out, but it's so common and it's so accepted by society that it's very hard to recruit new members.
Where do I sign?
He goes, "You're willing to help us?"
If you're willing to have an axe.
Wilhite looks at him and is like, see, this is why I don't get why you don't like me. Likewise. I didn't know there was many others.
He says, so he looks like he's about to answer something, and then he stops and looks at the queen and says, wait, I captured you too? Yes. How? I trained you far better than that. You should have been able to break out of anything that they threw at you. She looks down and she goes, disabled my magic somehow. And his eyes get about this big around. Goes, it's not possible. The kind of magic I taught you doesn't follow the normal rules. They should not have been able to disable it.
Neither does mine.
And they shut yours down too.
Not completely, but they dampened it.
He looks over at Paimon. And yours?
We are different, but we were also handicapped in that area.
He looks over at Donnie and Bella and says, the two of you?
I can't use do that magic stuff, but the air tasted funny whenever we broke that egg.
Egg.
We appreciate so deeply the way that you talk.
Egg. What do you mean egg?
A little golden egg
nice.
that this guy smashed with his air bending.
Something very similar to what you put in front of us without warning.
Wait, so you saw the device that was capable of doing this?
Yeah, I probably should have warned you. Sorry, Paimon. I totally noticed that was going to happen.
We understand. You did not do it to us.
No, understand, he hasn't shut your powers down. You all still have your magic. He's just made it so that nobody can hear you. He didn't shut your powers.
Cone of silence type of deal.
Yeah, more like cone of silence. Yeah, no, he wouldn't That's not something Sam would do unless he thought. Sam will Francis. So you saw the device. Can you describe it?
Possess it.
May I see it? I might be able to figure it out if I can study it for long enough.
With all due respect.
Payment
We
first.
can also do that.
We
Wait,
can. You can.
Oh yes, we have a scroll of identify.
Oh. Or you could, get them to pay us for
Scrolls
it.
come in handy quite a bit.
Right. Look, chances are that if there's one of these, there's multiple. This is something that's probably going on in more than one place. I have a reasonable network of contacts and friends, but I haven't been able to dig up any additional information. He turns to the Queen and says, I was going to bring this to your Majesty very shortly, but I wanted to have proof before I said anything. Didn't want you going on a wild goose chase and getting yourself caught. But I guess it's a bit late for that now, isn't it?
Has.
I think it's a bit late for that now, isn't it?
It's because you're doing this wrong.
Oh, how so?
Look at you. You're fancy. You're pretty. She's fucking gorgeous. You stand out like a sore tooth in a dentist shop. You need people like us. Red there, she's accepted. Donnie here's obviously a bodyguard to no end, and well,
I have some.
You're just cool.
I have some people like you, but I'm picky about who I work with. I have standards.
Any of them ever used to work for staffers?
He goes, no. I won't. I don't work with people who would do that for a living.
That's why I said used to.
He looks at you, and so you know how sometimes when people have been through something, they get a really intense, distant look in their eyes, and it's almost like when you look in their eyes, you can hear the trauma sounds in the background.
Yeah. Evan probably recognizes those looks, having had them many times himself.
He gives you that look, and he says, nobody changes. Nobody gets out of that business. Once you're in it, you're in it.
I retired 5 years ago. You're looking at the first.
So he kind of leans back and he looks at you like he's trying to decide if he wants to shake your hand or attempt to murder you.
And just underneath the table, my finger just goes.
Says,
"Don't kill me.
You're both
I'll
being
kill you."
very petty.
Irvin shot first.
I'm real Han.
You're being petty, but I am impressed with this one.
He looks and says, did you truly quit?
They try to kill me every year.
Only every year.
I send them all back in body bags. They don't have that many people.
It's possible you're exactly what we need.
Well,
all right.
I work as a PI, so my rates aren't cheap.
Well, obviously, this is the kind of thing that's importance exceeds monetary concern. I'd bankrupt myself if I could stop these things from happening. The problem is that nobody on home wants reform.
Nobody?
And it's very few. And it's not like we can go anywhere else.
Define reform.
You're gonna think I'm crazy.
I think everyone's crazy. It's part of the job.
You know what I want? I want the staff zones gone. I want anybody who, well, I would say anybody who ever did, but anybody who's actively working in that business to put behind bars. And I want our society to just do better. we're better than this. We should be better than this. And truth be told, I also want to know why we're like this and how this happened, but I can't find that information either.
If the staff zone goes away, there's a lot of jobs that will be gone. A lot of workers that will be put out of work.
I got a 17 on the sense motive. Is he telling the truth? Can I tell?
He is absolutely telling me.
I look at Bella with a bit of Brad with a bit of a disgust and like, who fucking cares? Open bar,
I do.
free drinks. I'm your man. That's all the payment.
He goes,
oh wow.
Done. You can drink at my bar anytime you want.
Great.
Sweet. Good to know.
He looks over at Bella and says, "There's ways to fix that."
Drugs.
No! The hell's wrong with you?
A lot of things we don't know.
He is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still have brothels without staff zones, I think.
If that's
legally,
they're free.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get rid of the staff zones, you need to have some kind of substitute, because again, you're going to have
that needs to be part of the deal.
You have some actual honest ladies putting out of a job, you know?
The Queen kind of pipes up and says, Sam's had this dream ever since I've known him, but I keep trying to explain it won't work. I hate these zones as much as everybody else, but you have a valid point. There aren't enough jobs for everybody who works in there, and I don't want the people that slave and capture to be just out in the streets. What are they going to do?
Blodheim slams his cup down. Oh, go ahead.
Work the fields? Be a cashier at the local shop? Once you go below a certain point, you don't come back.
Wilhai smashes his cup down slams his glass down on the table, but the base does crack. And he stands up. He says, "Your Majesty, I was told from my youth that you cared about reform and you wanted them gone. What kind of excuses are you making here? Oh, out of work. What kind of work do they have already? They're slaves. Put in there.
All of them.
Oh, no. Well, then fine. If they have slightly honest jobs in these places, then let them keep those jobs. The idea is, well, you just get rid of the dumb line where a woman can get kidnapped. I'm not saying get rid of anything else. I'm saying remove the obvious wrong thing here. Well, how hard does that have to be? We say, oh my gosh, it's not a staff zone. It's a place like anywhere else where there's people.
She looks at you and she says, "Would you believe me if I told you I try? I try every year. And at every turn, the council blocks me."
Fuck the council.
No, trust me, you don't want to. They're ugly. Oh, you meant... Sorry, you meant...
We meant with a sword. With a sword, yes.
Well, I mean, if you have to. I hear
problem
quid pro
is-
quos work sometimes.
The problem is that I can't just ignore the council. The council is made up of the representatives from the top 10 richest and most powerful families on home. They have resources. Some of them are richer than the crown.
Have you tried taking their resources?
That needs to change.
She says, "The Queen's Guard might be an elite fighting force, but there's not enough of them. And to stage a military coup. And on top of that, I don't know where Father would side. Father could shut something like that down in the blink of an eye. Given your levels, you don't understand just how much control Father has over this city. He can lock any door. He can control water valves. He can set things on fire and make things explode. He has complete control over the city by design, because we certainly don't know how to run it.
Except for that little area where the tentacle monster was going rampant. Didn't seem to have very much control over that spot.
Well, yes, why do you think I came here immediately to Sam? I knew that this was something significant. Because I've never... And then she stops and she goes... She looks at Sam and goes, "You could have blocked him this whole time?" And he goes, sorry, I didn't want to reveal that part of the hand. I didn't think you needed to know.
And then she went and got captured. This is your fault.
And he goes, hey, I trained her well. I'll bet her combat abilities against any two of yours.
Combat abilities, yeah, but apparently it wasn't enough for this. Paimon, what do you think about all this? You seem to view it from an outsider perspective. I'm curious what you think. Who do you side with?
We find it reprehensible. We find it worthy of death. Your concerns about jobs and an overflow of people in the work, should there be a sudden outcropping of both slavers and former slaves, is moot. Do not give slavers a second chance.
So they're on board with the kill them all stance. That's 2.
Sam turns and looks at the queen with kind of the, see, even the fox agrees with me kind of a look. And the queen says, you know it's not that I'm not willing. You know that. But we have to figure out, we don't have the data, we have to figure out how to handle father, and we'd have to figure out how to handle the 10 families. And even if...
the council?
The council, yes.
Oh.
Yes. And even if we somehow handled them, there's still a lot of other very wealthy people that this would mess with. And I'm not even dealing with the underworld. Can you imagine how much resistance we'd get from the mafia?
Oh, God.
There's gonna be some kickback from multiple angles of the families, I'm afraid.
Hey, Donnie, how
Unless we
close are you
infiltrate.
to the head of your family?
Donnie starts just sweating uncomfortably.
Red, what about you? How close are you to the head?
All right. We are in a safe place enough, and I agree with this cause. I think it's time.
All right.
It sounds like you're...
I am Ricardo Melicoda's daughter.
No shit.
And I am his personal bodyguard.
You grew up good.
Sam goes, wait, hold on.
Yeah, so...
Your mommy and daddy are the head of the, what was it, Menonelites, right?
Malacoda.
Didn't
What
he
are they?
know her mom?
No,
I thought you said you knew her.
No, he goes, yes, I knew her, but that's not the name she gave me. I thought she just ran a small shipping business.
I like
She goes under a pseudonym. It's for protection.
He goes,
Yes.
he sits back and goes, God, I've been dealing with the mafia this whole time.
She
why I
needs
asked.
you.
Package is illegal.
Those girls that come out, we are a halfway house. We help people get to you.
But don't you also get girls into this?
Is that important?
They want a better solution than being a slave, yes.
You pay them.
He holds up his finger for silence, taps the thing, feel the metal taste go away, walks over to his really expensive cabinet, grumbling the entire time, goes through a ring of keys, unlocks it, pulls out a bottle from the top shelf, like a very nondescript, ugly bottle compared to everything else, closes it back up, sits back down, clicks the thing, metal taste comes back.
We click it again.
What?
We click it again.
He looks at it like, click.
This is like... Have you ever seen like a 7-year-old at a hotel lobby with a 12?
Yes, I know exactly what's happening.
Yes.
He goes, would you mind out?
Terribly.
No.
He uncorks the bottle and he takes a long swig.
Wait, hang on. I've got a sound effect for this.
Oh, do you? Yes. Beautiful. And he just glug, puts the bottle down. A drop falls out and hits the wooden table and immediately catches fire. He looks down. He looks down and just kind of watches. He kind of just watches it burn.
I'm not drinking that.
And then just like casually puts it out with his thumb. Looks up and goes.
I want that.
He goes, no, you don't. Trust me.
Trust me.
This stuff literally deals damage.
I've already taken a will save penalty. I'm not taking more.
I'll still do it.
Look, do you want me to really have no will save?
No, don't.
I really don't have a will save.
Anyway, he looks around and he goes, you have all, one after the other, turned everything I thought I knew about this world up on its head. I can't decide if this is the best day of my life or the worst day of my life.
Do you know what baffles me, actually, more than anything here?
Typically crossbeams used to keep a ship afloat. No. Baffles. Sorry, please continue.
I'm sure that is what those are. No, it's the fact that pretty boy here isn't an upstart little snob. He's actually pretty polite.
Oh, I had a good feeling about him the second he walked in.
Thank you.
I don't trust Tanskin's on instinct, but he's okay.
Excuse me, that's a little bit racist. But I know what you mean.
I didn't tell you what I think about tieflings.
I don't want to.
Highly suggest dropping this subject.
Yeah, let's not offend the... What do y'all like to be referred to as exactly?
Us.
Yeah, you, and I'm also referring to Bella because even though I work with tieflings, I'm not exactly sure what tieflings enjoy being called. I just never bring it up.
In my personal experience, I hear non-human a lot, which seems to be very overarching. It's not my favorite, but it's not defining one by additional physical traits.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, you're more human than most of the other people that live in this place.
We don't know why you would say that to us. You don't know us.
Just a sense I get.
Interesting.
Sam goes, alright. If we're gonna even attempt this, we need a plan. So, here's what we have to deal with. Number one, we have to find a way to convince Father that this massive upheaval to home is worth it. Number two, we have to figure out how to deal with the council and the families that they support. And number three, we have to have a solution in place for anybody who is displaced from their job and anybody who is going to resist the change to the point of becoming violent or dangerous.
We have answers for all of those.
Excellent. Let's hear them.
Malakotas are number 3.
It is 3 M's. Magic, money, and murder.
I like those answers.
Those 3 are quite effective.
Those, well, I can't disagree with you on that, but...
We will place those in their proper, within the proper actions, within the proper time frames, whenever we are presented with the opportunity.
I would also like to add mutilation to that list. It can be quite effective in certain amounts.
We don't do that.
Not a fan of it myself, but...
Yeah.
Depends how you define effective.
Mutilation's got a close personal history.
We kill or do
try
not.
not to do that.
I agree. I agree with the Fox because Look, some of the girls that I employ, you don't want to know what the scars look like.
Which is why I'm saying, just
if you do,
give them just give them over to their certain responsible
We are
parties.
exceptionally uncomfortable right now.
Well,
right. So
we can
plan.
take on number 3.
What's number 3?
Murder?
Finding a way.
Oh.
Well, actually, it depends on what Donnie Boy here and Red think. Because if you already have some ways of freeing these people, then your family's a good bet on how to spearhead that. You've got reputation, you've got family.
Actually, he's got a valid point. Do you think there's any... Oh, go ahead.
Well, that's only half true. I don't think that my father knows about what my mom does.
Great,
on that
that's
side
where
of
the
things.
murder comes in.
I'm sorry?
That's a bit jumping the gun there.
I don't think we're going to convince her to us murder father.
That's my boss you're talking about there, too.
We could try.
I owe him a bit of a debt.
He may be an asshole, but he's still my father.
Is he motivated by money or pride?
Absolutely.
So,
Money.
is there a way that we could convince him that working with us would be in his best interest? Probably don't have enough wealth to buy him off, but is there a way the family business could be restructured to accommodate for the new paradigm?
Made it worth his while.
We'll have to think about that one.
But that's not the thing you have to appeal to.
Oh?
Because he is a very prideful man.
That's a problem.
There is a long history of pride in my family and in the families surrounding. He would not lose his station. He wouldn't want to. So, we would need to assure him that the other families are going to be going the same direction or something. Something would need to be done with all of the families.
The way of the dodo.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of crime, but I also know what it's like trying to fight a hyper. And I feel like if we take on too many things at once, more heads are going to sprout up than what we put down.
There is currently a power struggle over my father's business. Has been for years. The Negrettis want to take over the Shadowrun, and he will not have that.
How hard would... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, they keep sending assassins about every couple of months. It's starting to get a little bit old.
Oh, that's where they're throwing their resources.
Yeah, they really want Ricardo out of the picture. I don't know what he did to make them so angry, but they've been persistent lately.
What if...
Oh, go ahead.
What if your father took over all the families?
He would very much enjoy that.
Enough to perhaps lend us his aid for this plan?
With some proper compensation, probably. Money definitely talks in my family. On all sides.
I mean, just having the Negretti assassins off his back every couple of months would, that's got to be a pretty nice bargaining piece by itself. Not to mention all of the crap with the Metazelli that goes back however many years.
The Queen shakes her head and goes, "Oh, if my poor grandmother could just see me consorting with the mob. However...
I'm not the mob.
I think, technically speaking, only I think I am the only one here who's actually a made man, I'm afraid.
She goes, but that's what it's going to take. And if we can figure out all of the other issues, then I am willing to put the royal treasure at disposal. The thing we have to factor in, though, is a timeline, because the tournament is coming up rapidly. And
How long do we have?
we have a few months. But
Oof.
please understand, I fully expect to win. But on the off chance I don't, then one of your major pieces is gone.
Paimon could win.
There's outsider's queen. That could be very interesting.
Or you could plant people in there that would willingly lose.
Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Remember, the tournament is open to all. I have no control over who can enter and can't.
Well,
bully them.
Yeah,
true.
The fox has a point. You already have you get a pretty big edge on most of the competition to begin with. There can't be that many people ahead of you in that regard, right?
They're all gonna cheat.
Well,
I
yes,
mean,
of course.
they can cheat all they want, but they can't cheat if they get thrown off a home.
There's only a few that I would rate near my combat status. But I have a list. I have my scribes.
Well,
compiling a list at the palace.
Let me ask you, can they fly?
She goes, no, flight's not a normal ability. Why?
Then we can take care of them if they're going to be a problem.
Because which of you can fly?
None of us.
That's a.
Beside the point.
Yeah, beside the point. Don't worry.
Can you fly,
It's
Donnie?
them that has the problem.
We
like
don't
a
think
rock,
that he is
maybe.
mentioning flying as a capability for himself.
I
More
mean,
so
for
that he would throw people off.
yes.
And they.
Oh. But that's not honorable. I refuse to stoop to cheating to win this competition.
This isn't cheating. You're dealing with slavers and scum. You're going to need to use some dirty tactics to win.
The people vying for my position are not dirty.
Hey, Queenie. Just
that's fair.
Cover your ears for a second.
Cover your ears.
Right, cover your ears for a second.
She looks at you like you're crazy, but
I probably am. I will say to Sam, like, if you ever want to hire us to do something like that, then we're your people. We have no compulsions. At least I don't.
That's easy peasy. Just call me Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hello,
She doesn't need to
Tuesday.
know.
Hello, Tuesday.
I was about to say the same thing, so thank you.
Flying Fridays, Hello Tuesday.
Hello Tuesday. So he
Flying Friday.
He looks at you and he goes. He looks at you and he goes. As far as I'm concerned, that tradition is actually one of the more honorable ones in our kingdom. So if you do that, I don't want to know about it.
Okay, cool.
But in theory, hypothetically speaking, if something could be done to ease her way to the top, it would simplify things.
We don't have to necessarily be violent about it. I mean, contestants just might get a terrible case of food poisoning the night before.
What? No, that would never happen.
Wake up to the finale.
That's what we
Okay,
did
so
when
I'm-
I was in a cage.
God.
For the record, I am not used to my PCs being more moral than the party. This is backwards for me. This is weird.
Paimon claps their hands together and says, well, we have heard what you have to say. If you need us, you will be in contact. We will not seek you out. We are leaving.
He goes,
Wilhai looks up at over at them. Is like, wait, like we are leaving, or we? He gestures at the whole table. We all are leaving.
You have answered that by your own explanation.
He blinks.
How do we
Right.
find you if we need you?
Yelling from down the hallway or whatever. We would guess go to the bar.
Go to the bar and you'll just be here?
Which bar?
As in when we're done chit-chatting.
They're
we're
just leaving
gonna
right
be
now.
Out of the bar.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
We all kind of assumed the worst.
It was like GTFO.
GTFO, wow, okay.
Palm just outie.
So the Queen looks up and says, do you all really think we can do this? Is this actually possible? This is unseating hundreds of years of tradition. I want to see it as much as everybody else, but
Fuck
you understand the consequences if we fail.
What is the consequences?
We could end up
Is Father going to disintegrate us?
We could end up dead or worse, expelled.
I was born in a staffing zone. What made you think I ever actually lived a life?
Believe me, being cast to the catwalks is not pleasant. Being expelled.
Yeah, tell me about it.
At least I'll get to see the surface.
If you make it, the surface is death. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Who's actually been there?
She kind of she goes, you don't go there. Nobody's been there because it's death.
Then is it actually death?
What's on the surface again? Death?
Yes.
Death?
Quite literally, there are just death plants everywhere. They're made of solid liquid. No, I'm kidding.
You touch
If you
it,
look,
you die.
yeah, pretty much. No, if you look down, there's a lot of forests, a lot of jungles, some lakes, a couple oceans. It's very dense greenery, pretty much everywhere.
Donovan just says nothing and sips his alcohol intensely. Exactly. Inhale.
Well, Wilhai, what do you think of all this? You've been a little quiet.
Oh, I agree. We should definitely do something. I'm just a little, yeah, I'm slower. But yeah, no, I agree. Do something. We can. Why did we drink that before this? Yes, we can do something. And doing something's better than not doing something.
I agree with the pretty boy.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Because you're pretty.
Because look at you. She pinches your cheek.
No.
You're just the most precious thing I've ever seen in my entire
He slaps
life.
her hand away, points at Irvin. Well, thanks, I think. Yeah.
So, the Queen says, so what do we do first? What's the first step?
Talk to mommy.
I suppose we go talk to the boss.
It goes, well, yes. But after that, what's the first step? Oh, sorry, wrong answer. What's the first step?
Well, I think I know how we can see how Father feels about us stopping this. Well, for one thing, he's never stopped me from accidentally interfering with women going in there. I mean, it's a shame how they could just slip out of the grasps. Oh, wait, I don't have to act like this anymore. Yeah, no, I help women not get caught, and I've never had, major problem. Father's never stopped me with that. It sounds like.
Sam shrugs his shoulders and says, Father has also never stopped the Mafia or any of the murders.
Donovan raises his hand and confirms, yeah, I'd never met him before today, actually.
Yeah, if he gave a damn about any of that, he would have killed me a long time ago.
Likewise, I kind of assumed he was just this guy you all rich folk worshipped. I didn't even know he was real until today.
Kind of
I feel like
closed.
I feel like you would have. Like, you think you know that people can't talk.
Like, yeah, don't the mob use them?
Yeah,
use
but
them?
it's kind of like God, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't.
We don't actually summon him. He don't talk to us. we the sinful many.
Either that or get directions.
We don't. We get lost all the
know
time.
where
It
we are.
sucks.
Yeah, we just roam around. Hope for the best.
Don't need.
Are you a wanderer?
Nah, I'm a wanderer.
Do you roll around?
I roam around.
Oh gosh.
That was less than 8 seconds, right? Yeah, we're fine.
And no, that is a cover. We're fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's covered.
Ooh,
Yeah,
covers
we're
are bad
actually-
too now these days.
We are actually we're actually a commentary cover band.
It's commentary. There you go.
It's a parody.
Yeah, parody. There you go. Parody. That's the one. Parody.
Anyway.
Paratrees.
I roam from
Paradise.
to dice.
Wilhai stands up, says, "Right. Okay. So now that we're back on track, and hopefully Your Majesty is a little more in tune with what I thought of you, I'm gonna go do some work." And he steps up and twirls his staff around on his hand for a second, and then starts marching toward the door with it over his shoulder in a big jaunt. Stumbles once by the door.
The queen goes, do you want your splashes or no?
Nah. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get paid.
Done with the job here yet.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the job here?
She's not at the palace.
I still would appreciate an escort back to the palace.
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready to go?
She goes, I do believe so. It was good to see you again, Sam. I just hope this isn't the dumbest thing we've ever done in our lives.
On the other side of things, actually.
Question?
Who wants to go first?
Good.
I'm changing the subject, so.
Okay. If you are gonna be employing us to kind of go into the deep dive of things here, we probably shouldn't be seen with you.
She goes, yes, but you have to be seen enough with me so that you can come and go from this.
Okay.
And may I suggest a disguise until we get to the palace walls?
She goes, this only has one disguise programmed into it, unfortunately, and it
That
does
is a
the
saucy
whole...
disguise.
What?
Oh, that's not the disguise, that's you.
Yeah.
Oh.
She...
I cast disguise self on myself.
Maybe?
Oh, that's true. Does
Not
Paimon
yourself, it needs to be on her.
Paimon knows how
that's
to
good.
make scrolls with fancy spells.
Ooh,
So maybe they could get one for you later.
that's a possibility. I could also just change clothes. You know,
This
not
is
walk
true.
around like I own the place.
Bit of clothing.
Well, I can't disguise her. I can disguise myself. So until we're out of here, no one will see me with her until we get to the palace, and then the guards there will see me with her.
Right.
That's good for you, but what about the rest of us?
So we'll work it, but I can just do this for me. Every little bit helps.
Sorry. I'm tilting.
Another point I wanted to bring up. What if Father does take offense to this plan? What would happen?
Donovan
Can
zips
he
his
like
drink and everything.
disintegrate us if he doesn't like us working against the flow? Or I don't know anything about him really, besides kind of the general
The queen
stuff.
Queen scratches her head and says, that's a very, very good. Don't actually I know he can control pretty much anything mechanical or magical on the scene. Don't have any idea, aside from his projection, if he can affect anything else.
Right.
He's never shown that he can. This, to the best of my knowledge, but it's not in the last 300 years.
So he might have death rays all over the place?
I doubt it, but it's possible.
Well, that's a worrying thought.
You know, maybe that's what I should. Maybe I need to subtly work on finding out more about Father, seeing if we can.
At least we know they don't have him down in the catwalks.
Well, no, he's down there too, but he just isn't in that one bubble or this table.
I mean, he's down there, but I didn't ever see him down there.
You good there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just dropped something on my keyboard.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wilhai spins around and points his cane at Sam. Hey, by the way, what do you know about maintainers?
Who wants to be one?
No. But they seem to, one, have secret passages, which is always useful to know. Secret passages are a must. Also...
The maintainer's look does not match you at all. You would
No, I don't want to be a maintainer. I don't want to be a maintainer, honestly.
I don't believe you.
I'm curious... What do they know about Father? They seem to know a lot of stuff that nobody else knows.
That maintainer spoke more words to me in that short interaction than they've ever spoken to me before. And I'm the queen. She looks at Sam and says, I don't suppose, with all your fast contacted friends, you know anyone?
Did she just say she's the queen?
What's a queen?
I thought I was slow.
No, seriously, what's a queen? Is that like a Dawn?
A band, actually.
I don't think he's that.
Ew, that's right.
Uninformed.
Because we're all in your band. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know what the monarchy is. It's fine.
I'm worried there for a second. And says, Sam says, I've had exactly one conversation with a maintainer a long time ago. And it was very odd the way they speak. But I made a deal with one, and approximately once a week I leave a supply of various alcohols outside of a corner of the city, and then I leave. And I come back a few hours later, and there is a padlocked case of water that I didn't have to pay for. So, I know very little about them. We could go to I guess we could go to the office and inquire, but I've always been told that that's futile.
Do they all wear masks?
As far as you know, yes. You've never seen one without one.
Would you know him without one?
Do they wear gloves?
Yep. There is no exposed skin on a maintainer.
Have
and
they
their
ever been
outfits
seen exposed?
Sam and the Queen look at each other and go, now that I think about it, no, not to the best of our knowledge.
What race are they?
I never thought about that before, actually. Sam goes, I have. Oh, wrong boy, sorry. I have. But, ironically, only when I'm sitting at the table.
You ever see them drink?
He shakes his head. I'm not. They don't come in here. I mean, I'll take that back. There was a plumbing problem about a year and a half ago. and it was something that I couldn't fix, and contacted Father, reported the issue. Within 20 minutes, there was a maintainer, and fixed the issue, said nothing to me, turned around and left, just like they always do.
Never mind, Blodheim. I don't think you want to become a limbs maintainer.
Yep, that's what I said.
Yeah, I believe you now.
I
suppose.
I don't care.
I suppose we could ask Father. Princess, I suppose we could ask Father, but I wonder why we're wondering. Now that I think about it, have any of us ever wondered about them before now?
No. Too low class.
I don't care. I don't care.
I've wondered about a lot of things about this place, but
Right.
most of it don't make sense.
Wait.
All right.
I turned to Dawn.
Yeah.
What do you mean by this place?
Home. This whole everything.
Okay. Just checking. The way you said it sounded odd.
No, this whole city just seems, it's just strange. I don't know what, I've never been able to figure this place out. I don't know why.
Where are you from?
The catwalks. Is that not specific enough?
Your
Is that
speech. Hey,
that don't-
waffles maple syrup. Hello. You're new. Sorry, breaking up here just for that. What's up, y'all?
Oh, do we have a new person?
Yeah, it's a
Party
new
of 16.
person.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome.
Hey.
That's
Hey,
a big
thanks.
group.
Hello, that's a big group. Fantastic. Hello.
Yeah,
Welcome.
fantastic crew coming in there.
Excellent.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's your speech pattern. It's the way you say things. This place. Home. When we talk about it, it's all we've ever seen. It's home.
My apologies. This isn't actually my first language. Never quite got this language down right.
Home is not that big. It's big. But it's not that big to have the common speech not be known in certain places.
I can't answer that. I never found anybody else who spoke this tongue. I don't even remember it. It's been almost a decade since I could even use it, because no one here ever spoke it.
Wait, so you just have some other language that you know?
Well, used to know. I don't know if I can recall it off the top of my head at this point. Bala, Klatu, Allah? I don't remember.
Avatu and Barata,
Nikto.
Like I said, nobody else could use this tongue, so I don't use it anymore.
What area of the catwalks were you from?
I don't actually know. I just remember getting thrown out on the catwalks at some point by two rich-looking jerkasses, and that's really about it. That's really all I know, unfortunately. I know the port part of the catwalks.
So you don't actually know where you're from?
No, I don't know who my parents were.
I mean, that's not...
Neither do I.
I mean...
Not entirely true, actually.
The earliest memory I have is those two rich guys throwing me out. Whatever little carriage they had me in. I think I was like 12 at the time, maybe. So, I don't know.
Do you remember any of the words from your tongue?
Goo.
It's been
Gabagoo.
You put me on the spot here. I knew I should have did some world building. Damn it.
It's okay. You can just say that you remember a couple words.
Yeah. Halatu ala sinetu ala kutapata. They just whatever he sounds just sounds like gibberish to everyone. So it's gibberish.
The Razorback turtle rises over the mountain. Doesn't make sense.
Is that what it was?
That's what it sounded like, but that can't be right. That doesn't. Say it again.
I'm sorry, I didn't prep for this. You put me on the spot, damn it.
The drunk hillbilly needs more whiskey? What? Okay. He goes. Hold on. He goes. Hold on. Huh. There's no way. You shouldn't be able to know that. Don't tell me even that.
You mean you actually understood some of that? I don't even understand any of it. I can speak it, but
what you just said, assuming I heard you right, is when you are lost and afraid, the trees will guide you home.
Yeah, the people who taught me how to speak this tongue didn't come with a translator, so I don't actually know how to translate any of it.
People taught you this tongue. I thought you just knew it.
Did people teach you this, or do you remember this from your childhood?
This tongue I remember from my childhood. The common tongue we're all speaking here, I learned that completely independently. It didn't come with a translation, so I can't translate these two languages back and forth, I'm afraid. I just kind of learned the second language from scratch, which is why I struggle with some of your speech parts here, I'm afraid.
Forgot the word for words. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I forgot the word for the talkie bits.
See, the sad part is I could totally see him doing that, like unironically using the word to explain what he just forgot.
It's a second language. Come on.
I could totally see him doing. Because he probably knows common better than he thinks he does. He just doesn't realize that he knows it better than he thinks he does.
There's a good chance of that, because he thinks in this language, but it never quite clicked right, just because he never could translate the concepts he knows in his head to the concepts that are yeah.
And he looks at me and says, "I can't say anything yet, but let me do some research. I might have a, but it's not even a theory at this point. It's just a hypothesis. I have to look."
I have a player question for the DM.
Yes.
Do we even know what trees are?
Yes. Trees do exist. Well, you should. There are small groves of trees that are deliberately farmed up on the upper portion of the dome. Some wood can be magically summoned, but it's considered a point of luxury to have like real grown wood. So that's something that you'll only see in like the highest nobility houses. It's not that wood is uncommon because it can be summoned. It's just that the genuine real wood and the fact that Sam claimed he had surface wood, he's clearly crazy. Like, that doesn't make sense. Because you're not sure if there's even trees on the surface. All you can really tell is there's a lot of green and a lot of blue and clouds.
Oh, we're that high up. Okay.
Yeah, you're guys pretty high up. You're like, hold on.
Is it capable for Donovan to recognize that one image as a tree from his memory?
What image? Which? Oh, the one that you.
Yeah, the one with the red head and everything.
Probably. You probably can put two and two together on that one.
Like, trees are trees are the great big tall things, right? And sometimes they're hollow.
Correct. Wooden trunks, large spread of leaves that form a canopy above.
Huh. I remember seeing one of those, but I don't know where. Maybe in a dream. I don't know.
Have you ever been up to the top of the dome?
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know. See them. There's one or two very experimental nature preserves down in the mid-levels, but they've only got one or two trees to the name.
How would I get up to see those?
He looks at the Queen and says, "Well, I'm pretty sure you're about to escort Her Majesty up to the palace."
Might work then.
So he goes, "I will research, let you know. I believe Her Majesty is going to work on feeling out Father and doing some additional research on what Father can and can't do. And in the meantime, I suspect that you all need to find a way to see if you can get Bella's father on our side."
Yeah, we need to go see the boss. He's also gonna he's gonna wonder where I've been for the past couple of days.
Rico? What's his name again?
Ricardo.
Ricardo?
Don Ricardo Malacoda.
Huh. Hey, out of curiosity, have I met Ricardo?
What the heck?
Raspberries.
I'm thinking.
I'm tinking.
I'm
tinking.
Thinking.
Dun, dun, dun,
How did you work with your people?
Huh? All my life.
How long ago?
I was born into it.
But how long ago was that?
Well, I quit 4 years ago. 5 years ago? 5 years ago.
Who did, remind me again, who did, apparently I didn't put this in my notes, who did, wow, brain up. Irvin work for again?
The
The Negrettis?
Negrettis, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so...
Arch enemy.
You might have seen them yelling at each other at some point, maybe? But met? No.
Huh.
There have been attempts at civility, and they almost always fail.
I've been retired for 5 years. Fuck it. We should be fine.
Should be fine for what?
If I ever have to meet your pappy.
Who did you work for?
The
You work for the
Negrettis.
Negretti.
The Negrettis. Ah.
Once upon a time.
You may have heard him referred to El Diablo.
Oh yeah, I always laughed when I heard that.
He likes it. It's the title thing.
You should get him a bottle of that stuff that you drank out there.
He would enjoy that.
He would probably enjoy it, yeah.
Just the bottle, not the liquor inside. I mean, it could be empty.
Oh, just the bottle.
No, he would enjoy the liquor, but believe me, it's he had that stuff at the last get together. I took like 3 sips and I couldn't walk straight. It was it was potent stuff.
Your mother requested that I stop supplying that particular bottle.
He would really love it then.
And now you know why.
And he goes, "Well, I do have an extra that I can donate to the cause if you think it'll help."
It might.
He shrugs and walks back to the liquor cabinet and locks it again and hands you a full bottle.
Do you think the boss is gonna climb on board with this?
I hand it to him.
That might put him a little bit more in your favors, yes.
That's kind of my thinking.
That is the thought.
Just in case he...
Come with a peace offering. It will be credited to you.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, he's a fair man.
Since that's the family you worked for.
Don't worry, I can vouch for you in this case.
Well, I've
Don't
got the
forget
cards
who
in
you
my
work for.
favor, but I like going in with a full house. Or a clean straight.
Well, we should get back to the palace. I'm sure all of the attendants are in absolute titters over where I have been.
Hey,
I'm going to have to...
Got 100 splashes on you right now?
Unfortunately, no. Get it from the treasury.
No.
Why?
Well, my payment you can just give to Sam. Use it for the cause. And I'll stop walking
Sure.
to go find Pyman.
Very well, then. We can do that. At this point, I'm going to do what I can to make sure this works. So she stands up and says, nods to Sam. Sam dispels the magic. And she looks around at everybody and kind of just goes. And then goes, That was a lovely drink. Thank you, Sam. It was so nice to catch up about old times. And then she turns and follows the two of you out.
Donovan goes to stand
Nice
up.
drink in total silence. There's
And goes,
nothing
"Whoop."
wrong with that.
So,
some strong liquor.
have you heard the theory? We heard it was put forth in the Dresden Files. The theory about why you're not supposed to use God's names. Basically, because they can hear all of humanity, but it's like it's like a buzzing sensation. But when somebody uses their name, it's like they're being shouted at, and the more you shout their name, the more they're likely to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of operating off of the assumption that Father gets so many ping requests, essentially, that he's not going to notice a chunk of silence amongst a tavern.
He's hearing the buzz. He's not going to be listening for the silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but no, fair point, but I thought of that.
That also gives me the idea, just find some beacon that just screams, "Hey, Father! Hey, Father! Hey, Father!" and throw it somewhere.
And it just keeps spawning copies of him as it flies.
He's getting progressively angry. What?
You are not going to create a magical DDoS attack, okay?
Give me time. Oh, wait a minute. My character's dumb. Damn it.
Hey.
You can totally see.
The two of us put together, we could probably by accidentally come up with that.
Probably.
Kind of just sitting around drinking heavily, you know what the thing is if a lot of people have yelled for
just
Father.
overloaded him. When you've got 1 million people screaming at you for your attention, how are you gonna handle it? I would just throw myself off the catwalks.
I can absolutely see this conversation happening. Oh, God.
You're trying to be discreet with somebody else, and Don just goes, "I got this. Hey, everybody! Will you all shut the heck up?" Just keep walking away screaming so you can whisper.
Oh, God. Okay. So
Back in character.
Alright, so the queen walks out, finds Paimon and Irvin, and says, and she gently taps Paimon on the shoulder, I'm assuming Drell's still listening, and says, "Do you still mind escorting me back?"
Of course.
Thank you. I would like to have someone of your talents along. I appreciate your unique
Even
perspective.
if you were saved by idiots?
She says, she shrugs and she says, "You understand that idiots is a relative term, right?"
If we're talking, actually, I've seen what you do and what you consider treason.
She says, I'm also able to update my opinion. And I'm starting to think that you're not.
I may be one of the smartest people you will ever meet.
And let me guess, she says that without a trace of pride. I'm guessing.
That's
Or
very
they
much
say
go
that.
back to them.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, she goes. So the queen goes, "Very well. Will be interesting to learn from you."
Confidence is key.
Aye, agreed.
I like it.
All right. Back to the palace, everyone. Cue epic Lord of the Rings music and montage of walking through all the levels of home. while you guys travel, the Queen will explain what the system she's going to set up so that you can contact her, explain who to talk to get let into the palace, who to talk to requisition supplies, etc., etc. She warns that the crown is not as wealthy as a lot of people think it is, but whatever she can, she will help. Which is my way of saying, don't go over. But if there's things that you need, she can probably provide within a few sessions. But eventually, you all... Okay, I just realized this looks like a pipe. It is not. This is a air pressure tester. Please don't think that I'm just sitting here with...
It took me a moment, but I figured it out after a while. I saw it, I was like,
no,
that's an air pressure thing. I recognize the end. Yeah, I've used those before. Yeah.
It's alright, man. You're in good company. Come on.
While we're going along, I would like to actually talk to Pyman about a few things.
Okay. Go right ahead with 2 character interactions.
It's where we're walking. Hey. So I get Will High, I get Donovan and Red, and I get me. Struggling to get the Queenie here, but what I don't get is you. Well, you may have your own reason, but I'm curious. Why are you here?
In what sense?
I
That
mean,
my father loved my mother? That I was
no,
also
that's fair.
kidnapped?
No, that's a real good point. In the sense of you could have left at the bar, but you're sticking around.
Why have you accepted the violent path?
The contract, the job. It's dangerous, it's risky, it's adventurous and free. An adventure, it's life for me, but someone recognized it.
Did you pillage, plunder, and rifle and loot?
Sure did. But you're sticking around, and you told the Queen you're maybe the smartest person. That doesn't particularly say smart to me. No offense. I mean no offense at all.
I wonder how, but I suppose I understand. We are passionate about this because of our partner. We have seen firsthand what that place does to a person. And we firmly believe that given the chance, we would kill the people who did that to them, and people like them.
That place. Shadow Arena. Staff zones.
Just in general, yes.
Okay.
I cannot go into much further explanation. That is their story to tell.
No, I don't need them further. That is their story to tell. Ooh, you are not all typing, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Clicky clacky mechanical keyboard.
I couldn't hear myself there for a moment. Sorry.
My apologies. Sorry, no, that's my bad.
You don't need to give me the details. I don't need them. I just wanted to hear what your thoughts were. Or where you come from.
We come from the concept that equality is most important. We have been treated like an outsider our entire lives, greeted with it as soon as we are seen. Even by
I understand that one.
those who themselves quite often feel like outsiders.
You're preaching to the choir in that.
I am
Amen.
preaching to a transgressor. Actually.
X.
Quite to my face called me weird. I am not upset about that, though.
In a delightful way.
We did not take it as that.
Eh.
And we're not sure you meant it that way. But we'll take your word.
We're not sure about a lot of things. Well, we are sure about the path in front of us. Now we just have a chance.
Queen pipes up and says, "You could have left me. You didn't. As far as I'm concerned, we're practically family."
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I would have.
That's fair.
I'm glad I didn't.
I'm mostly just making sure she doesn't get murked, because the boss will have my head if his daughter gets
dead.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, neither of you realized what you were doing, but still. You have a unique perspective, and you have compassion. And you dislike injustice. You are a person after my own heart. So, I don't consider you an outsider. Even if others.
The queen's breaking up a little bit.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
What was that?
I said I don't consider you an outsider, even if others do. I know, would you look at the time? We're here. What?
You're muted.
Are you muted?
I am muted, you're right, yeah, I was talking.
There we go.
Like,
I thought you were like trying to get
hang on. Sorry, no, that's just pointing around, you know, just pointing around, pointing at each person individually, and then at the queen. You're onto something here.
Yeah.
Red, you're an outsider for reasons from your own family.
I suppose you could look at it that way.
Donnie, you're the same.
As far as I know I used to have real tan skin, and I got punched in the head a lot for it.
We'll get to that later.
Have you ever seen somebody's rapport drop so instantaneously? That felt physical.
Just a bit of like Paimon's, you just look like an outsider. Yeah, I love it. And everyone hates me. Will High. There's got to be something that signals you out.
What is your tragic backstory?
Well, I was gonna answer the one question. The second question's a bit more, but wandering around caning staff zone kidnappees isn't, outsider enough in this town.
That is pretty outside the box.
Would you consider vigilanteism outsider material?
I would.
Just
We're
a
the
little
outsiders.
No. That's lame.
That's not lame. Come on. We're all outsiders. It's so lame. It is so lame. Please fight them on this. Please fight them on this.
We do not understand why you are trying to label a group of us with something that has probably been used in a very derogatory term towards us. At least in my...
Because it's the whole definition of irony.
We much prefer silver.
We could call ourselves Outcast. I think we may have a music career.
Sassenach?
Sassenach.
Team.
It means Outlander.
Well, they used to call me the staff maker, so let's not go with something like that.
You're not from around here, Outlander.
Well,
I'm having flashbacks to Morrowind saying that.
Well, this was an interesting conversation. We'll talk about team names later.
You guys, I just realized something. We've got out of all of you, Will High is the most grounded. He's like Earth. And you got Bella, fire.
Oh no.
Then we've got Wind, who's our elemental up there. And then we got the guy who used to work for the mobs that smuggle water. And then of course we have Paimon, who was clearly the heart. So together you can summon Captain Planet!
Paimon is the fifth element.
It's true.
We are the stones in the bag, and Paimon's the fifth element. We need our Bruce Willis.
But then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh, we are going two very different directions with this.
Oh, anyway, I'm so sorry. Yes, you guys should probably wait till you know each other a little better to come up with team names.
Yes, let us call ourselves the Elementals.
The Elementals.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Earth, wind, fire, and air.
Team Home.
Go home, team.
Captain Home.
I mean, that's basically what father. Michael, I don't suppose you want to make this a reality continue as a poster.
You've been given to summon Muscle Santa in physical form.
Would you look at that? We're at the palace.
Hey, look at those fancy
It's
pearly
beautiful.
gates.
Palace.
Look at the real wood.
Yes, yeah, so... So the palace is understandably very elaborate. It's very elaborate. It even has a few pieces of real stone used in its construction.
Just a few pieces, though?
Just a few pieces. There's some white marble that is, or marble-like stone that is used in portions of its construction. But it's a lot of silvers, golds, polished brasses, white colors and such. And, sorry, hold on, let me pull up notes. Okay, so, hold on, I gotta find it. There it is. The grounds around it are fairly low. There's real grass, real plants. There's even a few trees planted in rows down the main walkway. There is a lot of magic swirling around this palace. A lot of defensive magic, a lot of offensive magic. Paimon can probably tell that there are a lot of people hidden in very plain sight. They're not showing, they're not being dangerous, but there's definitely people that nobody can see. The queen marches right up to the guards. The guards look at her, with surprise, bow quickly, and usher her forward, and then talk into what you can only assume are magical equivalents of wrist communicators. You approach the grand staircase up, the doors open, the staff files out and lines up in line to receive the queen. A very old, very posh, very straight-backed individual, dressed in the finest silk. Somehow there is not a single wrinkle anywhere on his person, including his white gloves. Somehow, even as he moves his gloves, wrinkles do not form in the fabric. Walks out in the most posh but most brisk way you've ever seen and says, "Your Majesty, we were so worried. I asked you to inform me if you were going to go out on another one of these forays of yours." And she just kind of rolls her eyes and goes, "Hello, Alfred. All things while I was gone." I'm sorry, it's the stereotypical butler name. What do you want me to do?
I named mine Joffrey.
That's better.
What
but I
about
don't-
Jeeves?
Which is
Jeeves.
from another TV show.
Jeeves, I do like Jeeves. Yeah, Joffrey's good.
Bel-Air.
Jeeves, yeah, that is true.
Well, British butlers don't have any actual real names. They're all from TV shows.
That's true.
Many of them have many names. Watch Faulty Towers and you'll get one. Buzzer!
Okay, I think we're going to go with Jeeves then. That's actually better.
Jeeves?
Jeeves.
I like Jeeves.
Ask
That is good.
Jeeves!
Alfred's
Where
good too.
are you?
Alfred's good too, just...
No, I think
it's a
actually
time-honored tradition of the player to mock the NPC names.
No, that's fair. But you actually do have a...
Hey, Jeevy boy, Skeevy boy.
Ooh. Jeevy Skeevy, Skeevy Jeevy.
Skivvy Jivvy.
He looks like he would be incensed if he could be bothered to notice you. Somehow he conveys this with just a slight tilt of his eyes and head. And says, "Your Majesty, you must go in. The council has convened an emergency session. They need you."
We see a stain on your gloves.
He looks at you, looks down at his gloves, flips his hands over, and says, "What is that?"
Got you.
"I don't have time for this. Your Majesty, please, you must go inside, please."
Possibly the most disrespectful butler I've ever seen, Your Majesty. Take care of this nitwit.
I would like to sense motive. Is this guy being weird?
Define weird.
Is he being a
deplorable?
Is he being a shifty butler? Like I'm usually out here trying to find people, trying to stab people, and.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, is he doing anything? D20. Which one are you? Yeah, here we go. 7 + 5 for 12.
You are sure he is 100% genuine.
Okay, yeah, this guy is completely alright, trust me.
Does he have time for this?
Tough time
for me just fucking around with him? Is he actually doing other stuff? Is he lying? Or has he just been waiting around to tell the queen exactly one thing and then not do anything else?
You still make me laugh.
What are butlers for, after all?
Don't you know butlers actually don't always exist? They pop into existence from a pocket dimension.
And they always follow you with a creepy tray.
There's actually an SCP about that very
Hands
thing.
shaking.
And you lock them in the freezer.
Yeah, it's the only way to get them to stop following you is if you lock them in the freezer.
Need to make sure I'm writing down that this is Jeeves.
Yep. At least I'm not the only evil kid around.
And he dismisses all of you from his recollection and tries to gently guide the queen up the stairs. And she kind of waves you off and says, "Look, Jeeves might be a crusty old bastard, but he keeps the household running." And
He's actually very not crusty. That is an immaculate man.
But he's an old bastard.
And Jeeves,
he's got a musty smell to him.
"First you insult me, and then you compliment me. I am so confused. You brought some weird people with you this time, Your Majesty."
I only tricked you.
They're delightful like that.
Well, I can't. Oops, well, I can't spell either. So Jeeves is now the butler.
The butler.
Butler.
He's now the butler. because I can't
He's
type.
just all caked up.
I mean, pretty much.
Oh, buttercup.
The butler.
Juicy old man ass.
No.
You accuse me of being awful.
roll a will save to make sure you don't take damage.
It's a Constitution check to
Forget
not
that
be
minus
nauseated.
2. Oh, I'm fine.
I have failed. I was horrified by what I heard.
He just scratches off to the side.
Oh God, I can't bend like this. No.
I like your cut, Jeeves.
The cut of your Jeeves.
Why do I feel like this is now going to become one of your main goals in life to frustrate this character?
I'm gonna romance him.
Ooh.
This could be highly entertaining. So
Jackson and Crazy Butler.
the queen looks at all of you and says, "Contact me when you have something, and I will do likewise."
How?
Through our mutual friend.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Samwise Gamgee. No, wait, Sam Gamgee Wise.
He actually has a last name. I just have to go find it.
It's Gamgee Wise.
Gamgee Wise.
It's Gamgee Wise. Dang it. That's been codified.
It's been canonified.
Okay.
And I'm underlining it now.
All right. So the queen looks at one of the other attendants and says, "Please pay each of them 100 splashes." And his eyes get a little wide, and she says, "I give you an order. Do it." And he kind of, "Yes, Your Majesty," turns and runs off. And then she says, "Farewell, friends.
Money, please.
They will bring your payment out shortly." And she turns around and she goes, "All right." You hear them as they walk away. "All right, now, Jeeves, what's going on, madam? They have convened an emergency session. They are trying to bring forth the Cromwell Initiative. Again, this is the 4th time they've tried to do that this month." Just off into the distance.
Red.
It's
Was it just us? Or
So
was
all-
that a very juicy looking butler?
I was looking at the Queen.
He looks sharp. That's for sure.
Sharp nails, like he hasn't
We
cut
want
them in
his
a while.
gloves.
You want gloves?
We would take them. We would take his gloves. Jeeves, I would take your gloves.
All I can think of is the TikToks where a fairy comes out and goes, "I trade you
Can I
this
have your
for your bones." Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Right. So, the servant brings out your payment. You are all 100 splash richer.
Woo!
Right.
And if you wish to, I cannot remember. Irving wishes to donate his to the cause, he can certainly do that.
Oh no, he takes it.
Yeah, but the Queen did mean to pay him. And I think this is actually a good spot to stop.
It's an actual spot.
I second the motion.
Yeah, it seems like a really good spot right there.
Agreed.
So
Wonderful.
will our intrepid heroes figure out the secret of Blodheim? Will they figure out how to make their powers combine and form Captain Blodheim?
Calling Donovan a hero is a bit of a stretch at this point. Come on.
Is calling Donovan a bit of a hero a stretch? We'll find out next time on... What do we call it? Mystery of Blodheim!
Into the Blodheim.
Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, check out our YouTube, go to our socials, like Instagram, and then unlike it just to give them a little satisfaction, and then follow the Twitter permanently to give me pure satisfaction. And don't
Do it now!
also forget October 25th! Like,
You
all
guys
the
have theories? You guys have any theories about what's going on in the game? Feel free to post them on one of the socials.
I have so many.
Theories. Let's hear them.
Galore.
The end may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles